Akanksha ma'am, please start.
A very good morning and namaskar, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and delegates of CTPDCON era 2024, the second virtual international conference on educational reforms and advancements organized by the Council for Teachers Professional Development, CTPD, in collaboration with its organizing partners, KR Mangalam University, Gurugram, Haryana, Galgotias University, Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh, Saraswati College of Professional Studies, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, Satyug Darshan Institute of Education and Research, Faridabad, Haryana, DAV PG College, Dehradun, Uttarakhand, Institute of Teacher Education, Faridabad, Haryana, Thakur Sham Narayan College of Education and Research, Mumbai, Maharashtra, Sanjay Teachers Training College, Jaipur, Rajasthan, Social Development and Research Foundation, India, and Council for Teacher Education Foundation, CTEF, India. I'm Dr. Akanksha Srivastava, the co-convener for this particular session, track 5. And moving ahead, I like to introduce the moderator for this track 5.3. It's a pleasure to introduce the moderator for today's technical session, Dr. Monica Mahajan. She is Principal, SGSS College of Education, Hoshiarpur, Punjab. Over to you, ma'am. Please carry on. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Dr. Monica Mahajan, and it's a great honor for me to be the moderator of this educative technical session of CTPDCON era 2024 track 5 on the theme Sustainable Development, Integration of Research, Innovation, Technology, and Disaster Management into Education. The subtheme of this technical session 5.3 is Disaster Management, Preparedness, Good Governance, and Policy Implementation in Building Resilient and Sustainable Educational Institutes. Today's session is all about how educational institutions can embrace their resilience to disaster by fostering preparedness, ensuring good governance, and implementing effective policies. By addressing these elements, institutions can mitigate risk, respond effectively to crises, and maintain continuity in education, even in the face of natural or man-made disasters. Ultimately, this sub-themes aims to explore strategies for integrating disaster management into educative systems, ensuring that institutions not only recover from disruptions but also emerge stronger and more sustainable in the long term. We have eminent speakers and paper presenters who shall be sharing their expertise and insights in this field. I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chair, Dr. Deepak L. Vaikar, IEEE Education Society Chapter Singapore, and co-chair, Dr. Shireen Rice, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Aligarh Muslim University, for gracing us with their presence and leading this significant session at CDPT Con Era 2024. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Shweta Rani, convener of the Track 5, Dr. Akanksha Srivastava, and Dr. Mudassir Hamid, co-convener of the Track 5.3. I feel honored to introduce you to Dr. Shweta Rani, Track 5, convener and Assistant Professor, Department of Geography, Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi. May I request and invite you, ma'am, to please present an overview of the plenary session 5.3.
Thank you so much, Monica ma'am. Good morning to all. A warm welcome to all the distinguished guests and delegates of CTPDCON era 2024, the second international e-conference on educational reforms and achievements. I, Dr. Shweta Rani, convener of Track 5, extend a very warm welcome to our esteemed chair, Professor Deepak L. Vaikar, co-chair, Dr. Shireen Rice, my two co-conveners, Dr. Akanksha Srivastava and Dr. Mudassir Hamid, and the moderator for today's session, Dr. Monica Mahajan, all the paper presenters, participants, and students, in track 5 of CTPDCON era 2024 with the theme Sustainable Development, Integration of Research, Innovation, Technology, and Disaster Management into Education. The sub-theme of this technical session 5.3 is Disaster Management, Preparedness, Good Governance, and Policy Implementation in Building Resilient and Sustainable Educational Institutions. When we talk about the word disaster management and building resilient and sustainable educational institutions, you know, the concept of preparedness, good governance, and policy implementation automatically comes in. It appears that all these three concepts are imbibed together, interwoven. So increasing frequency and the impending disasters in varied forms have a wide array of effects, especially in India, in varied forms, leaving a lasting impact on the socio-economic and other dimensions of state, with educational institutions being no exception to this. One of the key areas that needs to be addressed in this regard is identifying actually the gap that is prevalent and that lay in the infrastructural scope of educational institutional buildings and constructing infrastructures that are disaster resilient. The identification of such loopholes and proper planning and strategizing in this dimension would go a long way in withstanding the present and future disaster and climate risk as part of good governance. The objective of good governance is Sustainable Development Program, and it is to assist societies to develop an effective government with a democratic system and to implement sustainable development principles through global partnership. In this context, we must try and understand that there are four central aspects of governance for sustainable development. They are number one, participation, that is policy coherence. Number third is reflexivity, and the last is adoption and democratic institutions. As part of policy implementation, we must have technical standards, and these technical standards must employ the state-of-the-art technology coupled with proper mapping of the landscape, and that would serve as a key anecdote in building up the resilience of building and infrastructure. Not only this, it even requires implementation stage, and the implementation of standards in planning, implementation, and management phase of the entire life cycle of the infrastructure indicate wide scope for incorporating principles of resilience in technical standards. There is also a need for great emphasis on coordination, that is very important, and effective facilitation among the state and international organizations to ensure effective implementation of ideas that we have, the strategies that we conceive for building disaster resilient educational institutional buildings. So with this hope and with this brief overview of the session, I hand over the podium to Monica ma'am to continue with further deliberation of today's session in track 5.3. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shweta Rani ma'am. Now it's my honor to introduce our esteemed chair, Dr. Deepak L. Vaikar, IEEE Education Society Chapter, Singapore, is a distinguished figure in the field of education, training, research, and management with over 3 decades of global experience. His expertise span power and energy system, sustainable development, leadership, and education innovation. Dr. Vaikar began his career as an assistant director at India's National Power Engineers Training Institute after completing his postgraduate studies at the Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University. Throughout his career, Dr. Vaikar has collaborated with premier institutes in India, Singapore, and international universities, contributing to courses, research, and policy development. He has authored numerous books, research articles, and policy papers on critical topics such as power management, sustainable energy, e-learning, and academic leadership. A recipient of multiple awards, including IEEE PES Outstanding Power Engineer Award, Dr. Weicker has delivered keynote speeches at major conferences across North and South America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. In addition to his scholarly work, Dr. Weicker has led numerous professional development programs on topics such as clean energy, innovative project management, and educational reforms. His advisory and consultancy roles has impacted institutions worldwide. With your guidance, we are confident that this session will be a resounding success, leaving a lasting impact on all participants. May I invite Dr. Deepak L. Vaikar to deliver his address. Please, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Monica ji, for that kind introduction. I know there are now wonderful, excellent, distinguished faculty members here, like Dr. Sweta Rani, Dr. Sirin, my co-chair, Dr. Akanksha, and another co-chair moderator is Dr. Mudassir Ahmad. Okay, thank you very much. I know. So allow me to just share a few thoughts about very important topics. And as such, Dr. Sweta Rani has given you some information about this topic. So what I will do, I will just straightway go into some important aspect. And I hope that most of you will be able to address these concepts in your research presentation today and in future. So Monica ji, I may be disturbing you from time to time. Is my slide visible? Because I do not want to talk to my screen, and so you have to just say yes or hi. Okay.
Yes, sir, it's completely visible.
Wonderful. Okay. And what I've done is for this short address, I know I've got just 10 minutes to 15 minutes. I'm not going to go in deep into again repeating whatever has been said by our earlier speakers and must be yesterday also. So I'll just focus on resilient and sustainable educational institutions, what they should have so that we can manage disasters. Okay. It is too much disastrous way to do it when some disaster has happened and then you want to then do the whatever. So obviously for educational institutions, I would like to start my presentation by taking the blessing of Goddess Saraswati. And you can see it is not only So Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kamrupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Okay. I'm sure this has been played very well in Indian, and I do this one also for international one and let them know also. This is not only related to only India or Hinduism, it is also in Jainism, Buddhism. You can find it that it is in Burma, it is in China, all this in Japan, okay. It is Indonesia also. It is very widely there, okay. So seat of knowledge, whatever you're talking about today is about the knowledge, okay. Knowledge, and obviously we want to manage disaster, we want to have good governance, then we need the blessing of Goddess Saraswati, okay? Because she has the wisdom, she can give us the guidance and we can do that one, okay? Very quickly, while at what I will mention in introduction has been done, what is the type of education? Because if you want to have sustainable institution, then most important is what is the type of education and why there is a need for transformation in education. And this is the major theme of this conference. And I would allow to even speak other time also. Relationship between proposed system and the national education policy or new education policies, and how to learn, unlearn, relearn about the proposed education system, summary and conclusion. Okay, introduction, which is almost done. So I would like to start with one of my compositions, okay, composition which I wrote, you won't believe it, more than a decade back, almost 15 years back, more than 15 years back. 20 years back, this year, 2024. It was composed in Hindi, but I will translate that in English because this conference is about the international global views. So no more only studies, time for playing with buddies, less burden with examination. Wouldn't you enjoy that kind of education? Okay. And one of the things you must have been observing, especially in last few months, that there were disastrous management of the entrance examination, and then students had protested about it. So why it is? Because we are really messed up with our education and are we have created an education system which just examination after examination after examination. Sometimes I say, okay, many times what we are creating is pariksharthi, not vidyarthi. And as long as you are only delivering, creating a system in which pariksharthi can flourish, our educational system is not sustainable. And we have seen this disastrous aspect of it, okay? And also why it has happened, okay? Because every weekend and evening, freed from homework and streaming, to strive for creativity and innovation, wouldn't you search for that kind of education? Because what you want to bring in, if you want a sustainable, resilient education system, there should be room for creativity and innovation. But if you keep our students and faculty members and all of them so much engaged that they are not have free time at all, okay? You know, coaching after coaching after coaching, okay? And that is disastrous. Then obviously we want an education system in which a qualifying students have a place with conducive learning space. Okay, conducive learning space we want, not anyhow, okay? And you have seen it, okay? Not putting crowded one, not putting in the basement and then wherever, okay? We want a conducive learning space to excel in the art of communication. Wouldn't you relate to that kind of education? Obviously, if you want to have a good governance, communication is very important part. And I would say it is a key important part of the good governance. Okay. And obviously for education system, an institution to sustain, we need refreshing broad-based syllabi, okay? Not that old one going on for 10, 20 years. I know you may be saying every 10 years or 5 years, we do some little bit revision, but it must be refreshing, broad-based syllabus, okay? Not very narrow one, okay? Holistically sparkling pedagogies. So when we want to deliver this syllabus, okay, our courses, our curriculum, we need to incorporate holistical pedagogies. And obviously, it should be such that for lifelong learning passion. It is not only to just come to the college or university to get the degree and get that job. No, not only lifelong learning. And we are now realizing it in a hard way, okay? Because many graduates are coming, whether it's engineering, management, and arts and science, wherever, what is happening is after the graduation, they don't have jobs, because they do not have lifelong learning passion. Wouldn't you subscribe to that kind of education, okay? And obviously to do this one systematically, good governance, we need devoted parents, not nagging parents, okay? Devoted, who are about the education. And administrators, not only for focusing on how much money they can make it. It has become a commercial aspect of the education, has to be addressed. Experienced and engaging educators, okay? Experience, because that is where the education, the one where experience counts more. That is what my experience is, okay? As a role models for inspiration. Now we want experienced and engaged educators as a role models for inspiration. We don't want, actually, we have messed up system. They have got wrong role models. The role models coming for that Bollywood, Hollywood, IPL, who have got very bad habits. We have failed in education. We want to change that one. If you want sustainable, role models should be coming from us. Wouldn't we expect that kind of education? And obviously for long-term sustainability, resiliency, we need imbibing good values with reason, okay? Many of times we tell them, hey, you should have this, but if it is not explained properly to them, then what happens is many of the students may not pay attention to it. And most important is we say something, but we don't do something. So we must talk, walk the talk and talk the walk. must be there, ready to serve with vision. So earlier part, they get the idea about, okay, drishti, kahan jana hai, disha, drishti, disha, if they get it, then with resilience and dedication will come. Once they have that one, that is there. Wouldn't you prescribe to that kind of education? I'm saying, okay, for good governance. And most important, okay, and a limited time, I will dwell on it later on if I get more time. It was composed long back, okay, as I mentioned, exactly 2004, okay. First time it was composed in Hindi, and then I translated it in English for my international audiences, okay, which covers, okay, one that strengthens foundation. Our education system must be designed that way for resiliency, one that benefits humanity and the nation. Okay, one that benefits. Every educational program we introduce should have that quality, okay? One that awakens such aspiration. Education is of awakening, because awakening them, not memorizing it, okay? Not awakening it, learning about it and practicing. Wouldn't you love that kind of education? Now, this was the one, as I mentioned, whole of the, I shared with you in English. It is in Hindi. Those who want, you can write to me later on. I will send it to you. This whole one, if you want to take a photograph, everything, take it, okay? Yeah, it is all yours, okay? This is whole composition gives you whatever is the now theme of this conference, and specifically the theme of this session. If you want to manage disasters, don't wait till the disaster happens. If you start preparing right now, there are good chances that you will be able to resiliently manage the disaster. Okay, good governance. So this is for all of you. I will share with you later on. So what has happened now? Now I can tell all of you may be knowing about, hey, I wrote this one 2003, 2004 in Hindi, then translated in English, took time. Okay, 2003 and 2020. You got National Education Policy. Okay. Now, in nutshell, you have got 80, I have read this one, 80 pages document is summarized here, okay, in one composition. 80 pages document is summarized in one composition. That is the power of education, okay, art, okay. So I'm saying, yes, do it. Do you like surprises, okay? If I have time, otherwise we can do it later. Do I have time, or we are running out of time? Monica ji.
Yes, sir, you can have 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, so if you like surprises, I'll be happy to give you, okay? Yes. Okay, so let us see whether you listen, get clear. Let us see. This is just 2 minutes video, okay? Is sound coming? Okay, I started. Okay, I start.
A glimpse of potential digital teachers as envisioned in Digital University. The Government of India has announced the setting up of a digital university and the development of digital teachers in Budget 2022. According to experts, the university is offering, managing and administering degree courses predominantly using digital technologies, tools, techniques and devices can be considered as digital universities. As such, schools, colleges and universities had to embrace online and/or remote teaching amid the global pandemic, and edtech companies have unveiled various online platforms and software to overcome some of the challenges. However, several barriers such as inadequate infrastructure, lack of expertise, time and budgetary constraints, connectivity, social and emotional issues continue to impact adversely in reaching out to each and every learner. Then, what can be considered as crucial as well as critical features of such digital teachers? The potential digital teacher should be able to deliver lessons similar to or better than our conventional excellent teachers. The conventional teachers, with the help of experts, will have to use automation, analytics, artificial intelligence, augmented reality and related technologies. Such a designed digital teacher will be like a digital twin or digital avatar of the conventional excellent teacher. Once designed, developed and commissioned, the digital teacher can perform the role almost 24 hours a day, and students can learn from anywhere, anytime and per their flexibility. The digital teacher can be trained to administer examination, assessment, evaluation and supporting services. Using modern digital infrastructure, such digital teachers can be deployed to various parts of the country. This is what the Government of India envisioned to achieve. Badhe Bharat, Badhe Bharat. Jai Hind.
Okay, I would like to mention here contribution from one of my colleague Ajay, okay, from Web Creativity. So because of him, we could create this video. Okay, this is specially created by us. Okay, so I will have to come back again. Okay, so okay, yeah, this is so exactly now. This is what the human. Okay, this is what the vision we are promoting: transforming type and kind of education for 21st century and beyond. Okay, that is what is okay. And yes, we manage disasters. We manage disaster because of the digital technology, and in future also we may have to. And this is not new. Okay, it has come from our Upanishads. If you don't realize it, I know I want to put this one to all of you. Okay, those who want to, from Om Asatoma Sadgamaya. Okay, from ignorance lead me to the truth. That is what the education should be based on. If we want it, educational institution wish to be sustainable, resilient, this has to be the first component. From ignorance lead me to the truth. Tamasoma Jyotirgam. From darkness lead me to the light. Yes, all of us start. We do have a challenges, and we should learn, okay, from darkness to the light. And that is where the role of educators is very important. Researchers are also very important. From okay, mrutyurma amrutam samaya. From death lead me to the immortality. That is where what we're talking about, the education. Education, it is going to last long if it is done properly. It will be sustainable. Exactly, Upanishad says, okay, sustainability of the education. Mrutyurma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti. So we can take from this our whatever has come from the knowledge from there, we can apply for it. And this is what we call it Guru. All of you, dedicated to all of you, all professors, all researchers. I'm dedicated to you. We know Krishnan Vande Jagat Guru is there, okay? Saraswati is there, okay, Guru. So I have just, okay, for the sake of just discussion, and you must have been knowing this one very well, okay? Gurukula Reet Sada Chali Aayi, okay? गुरुकुल रीत सदा चली आई, ज्ञान पाए और सक्षम हो जाए. ओके, ज्ञान पाए सक्षम हो जाए. ज्ञान विज्ञान करे जन कल्याण. I know I'm taking it because it's one of the very popular one, and we need to follow that one. Okay, Gurukula Rita, you know it, okay? That is what, and with this one I hand it over to, because do you think all of you should? Is NEP enable multidisciplinary, holistic, teamwork, self-reliant, Atmanirbhar vision feasible without reforming and transforming the education system? Is it feasible? That question must be asked. And the answer is no. That is where this conference is very important. All of us must learn from such conferences, views of the researchers. Thank you very much. Those who want to connect with me later on, will be happy to share with you my thoughts and views. I will still accept some of them. This is the LinkedIn page, okay? You can join me. And I think this I will do it one more time, okay, at the end. So at this stage, I stop and invite my co-chair to continue. If you have any questions, I will answer later on also, okay?
Thank you so much, Deepak sir, for giving such a wonderful insight into the topic. It was really very thought-provoking and informative for all of us. Thank you once again. So, Shweta, may I begin with the session, or what's the next stage?
I will give you a brief introduction, ma'am. Then we will start with the paper presentation.
Okay.
I feel privileged to introduce our esteemed co-chair, Dr. Shireen Rice, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Dr. Shireen Rice is a highly accomplished academician with close to a decade of teaching and research experience. Her areas of specialization include in the international trade, environmental economics, and health economics. She has published 22 research papers in prestigious journals, along with contributing to books. Her book, Facets of India's External Sector, a Post-Economic Reform Scenario, has been very well received in academic circles. Dr. Rice has presented her work at renowned national and international conferences, including the Royal Academy for Overseas Sciences, IIM, BITS Pilani, and more. Beyond her research, Dr. Rice has been actively involved in organizing academic and government programs at AMU. With a strong academic profile and a commitment to foster intellectual growth, Dr. Rice continues to make significant contribution to the field of economics. We eagerly anticipate the insights and discussion that will unfold under your guidance, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now, we are pleased to announce that during the valedictory session, the Best Paper Presentation Award, one from each plenary track session, will be announced. The evaluation criteria for the awards include content quality, clarity of presentation, effective use of visual aids, and time management. We kindly request the session chair and co-chair to submit the names of the paper presentations from this session to the track convener for final consideration. We now commence with the paper presentations. Let me repeat and request the presenters to be concise and adhere to the time limit of 6 minutes for their presentation. Without further ado, I would like to invite Chair Dr. Viker to officially commence this session, and co-chair Dr. Rice. We look forward to your valuable contribution throughout this session and dynamic synergy you will create with Chair Dr. Viker. Thank you, ma'am. Now we will be starting with the paper presentation, and the first paper presentation will be by Divan Sachin, graduate student, Department of Geography, Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi, and co-author is Dr. Shweta Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Geography, Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi. Divyan Sachin, please start with your presentation.
Am I visible and audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
You're audible.
Okay. Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Not yet, sir.
Is it now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So you will be presenting the paper for 6 minutes, and I will remind you at 5. Is that fine?
Okay.
Okay.
Just give me a moment. A very warm good morning to the respected dignitaries and my fellow presenters. I am Divyansha Chan, and my study in collaboration with Dr. Shweta Rani ma'am is titled Assessing the Fire Hazard Vulnerability, Management Strategies and Sustainable Solutions for Resilient Educational Institutions, a case study of Dayal Singh College, New Delhi. In the wake of rapid global development, the horizon of human-induced disasters has significantly widened, spanning from industrial and chemical accidents to fire outbreaks. Educational institutions are no exception to the impending risk of disasters, considering the wide range of activities being conducted and the large populace. Fire hazards in educational institutions are a serious issue that needs to be addressed to safeguard the student, staff, and infrastructure. To fully grasp the severity of this issue, it is essential to deepen our understanding of what constitutes a fire hazard. The area chosen for the study is Dayal Singh College, located at Lodhi Road in South Delhi, which has a sizable student population and encompasses various risk-prone areas which are highly vulnerable to fire. The statement of the problem summarizes the core of the issue. Dayal Singh College faces fire hazards due to outdated systems, overcrowding, and inadequate safety equipment. The college lacks a tailored disaster preparedness plan and modern approaches like AI and ICT. This research aims to analyze current fire risk management practices and propose actionable recommendations for improving fire safety and resilience. The research question is a blend of 6 carefully curated questions which target different aspects of fire hazard awareness and management in Dayal Singh College. The aims and objectives of the study include awareness of fire hazards, causes and impact assessment, evacuation procedure analysis, fire management evaluation, and role of technology. The database and research methodology includes the usage of both primary and secondary data. The primary and secondary data have been garnered from various sources. The sample size includes 100 respondents selected using random sampling technique. The tools used are QGIS software for mapping and statistical techniques for data analysis and representation. The research includes the use of both qualitative and quantitative methods. The results of the study have been categorized under 5 sections highlighting different aspects of the research conducted. The first is awareness and knowledge about fire hazards. Public awareness is essential for effective risk mitigation and safety measures in institutions. The survey revealed that 100% of respondents are aware of fire hazards, indicating high awareness levels. 86% respondents reported never experiencing a fire. 14% respondents were unsure about previous fire incidents, highlighting gaps in knowledge and training. Number 2, potential causes and impact of fire hazard. Electrical malfunctions, particularly short circuits, pose significant fire risk in educational settings. The canteen and chemistry lab were identified at critical zones where gas leaks can lead to catastrophic fires. As far as the impact is concerned, property damage from fire hazards raises alarms among students and staff, highlighting the need for preventive measures. Fires can have detrimental effect on surrounding ecosystems. The fear and anxiety surrounding possible fire hazards can significantly affect the mental well-being of the college community. Number 3, evacuation procedures and response. 54% respondents are unfamiliar with the fire control plan. Only 20% individuals knew the emergency exit routes. Only 40% found fire extinguishers accessible, highlighting a need for improved placement and visibility. Just 12% were aware of smoke alarms, revealing significant gaps in fire safety preparedness. Number 5, fire management and preparedness measures, which includes vulnerable zone identification, importance of fire hazard-related education, fire awareness of fire management committee, collaboration with local authorities and disaster management authorities, and regular awareness campaigns and infrastructure upgrades were suggested for better resilience. Number 5, role of information and communication technology, artificial intelligence, and database. All the respondents advocated for the use of ICT in enhancing fire safety measures, indicating strong community interest. Currently, there is no AI system in place for managing fire safety records, highlighting a critical gap. The major findings include vulnerability assessment, which identified key hazards such as short circuit, gas leaks, with canteen as the most vulnerable area, awareness gaps. Many were unaware about management plans, exits, and safety equipment, indicating a need for training, psychological impact, and collaboration challenges. The main suggestions include comprehensive fire safety plan, use of fire-resistant materials, smart fire detection systems, awareness campaign, and regular inspections and compliance. To conclude, the study reveals that Dayal Singh College has a disaster preparedness plan, but requires improvements for students, faculty, and staff safety. Awareness and participation are low, with minimal communication and no advanced technology in place. Sustainable solutions and a proactive culture of disaster readiness are essential for effective risk mitigation and ensuring the well-being of all the stakeholders. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Divyansu. To be so precise, I have said you should complete it in 5 minutes, and you have exactly completed the presentation in 5 minutes. And I really hope all the presenters will take into consideration the time factor. Now, the next presentation is...
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम मैं डॉक्टर पूनम बोल रही हूँ मैम मैं आउटसाइड हूँ और मेरे लिए नेटवर्क इशू की प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी तो प्लीज आप मुझे अलाउ कर सकते हो पेपर प्रेजेंटर हूँ मैम मैं डॉक्टर पूनम जगन्नाथ यूनिवर्सिटी से
Deepak sir, can we allow her? She is actually out to Jammu and Kashmir.
She is the next speaker.
No, sir, she is at number 3rd. She is requesting to get her presentation done now. She is facing some network issue. Can we allow her, sir?
Okay, if I have no objection. Hopefully, the next speaker, hope he or she doesn't have objection.
No, no, sir, no issue, sir. Please allow,
Tiwari sir, we will
no
take you
problem.
after that. Is
No
it
issue,
okay, sir?
ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
for
sir.
your permission. Okay, then okay.
Right.
This is the most
Thank you
important.
so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Chair and A.K. Tiwari sir also, because it was by sequence, it was his turn. Now I request Dr. Poonam Singh, Professor, Jagannath University, Bahadurgarh, Jagar, Haryana, to kindly present her paper.
पूनम सिंह कोई है जम्मू कश्मीर में ये कहा कि मुझे कनेक्टिविटी का इश्यू होगा
गुड मॉर्निंग
I request all the presenters to put their speakers on mute, please.
गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू
Ma'am, you can start your paper presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
And please share your slide.
मैम मैं स्लाइड नहीं शेयर कर पाऊंगी मैं क्योंकि नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है और मैं होटल में हूँ अभी ना
No issue, ma'am. We will share your slide. आपकी slide हमारे पास आ गई हुई है.
ओके मैम
Just a second, ma'am. Just a second. Ma'am, should I present her PPT or Akanksha, ma'am, you will do that?
मैम वैसे मैंने अपना तैयार कर रखा है ओरली पेपर पे अगर आप अलाउ करें तो मैं वैसे भी पेपर प्रेजेंट कर सकती हूँ इफ यू डोंट
Monica ma'am, allow her to present. Allow her to present without PPT.
Okay, ma'am.
She's
Fine.
requesting for that. Okay.
Fine, fine. हाँ जी, ma'am. Please, Poonam ma'am, start करें आप.
Good morning, all of you who are present here. Myself, Dr. Poonam, professor in Jagannath University. Today, my topic is artificial intelligence and database in disaster management. First of all, I want to tell about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a set of technologies that enable computer to perform a variety of advanced functions, including the ability to see, understand, and translate spoken and written language, analyze data, make recommendations, and more. And then I want to tell about the AL tool, artificial intelligence tool. An artificial intelligence tool is a software application that uses artificial intelligence algorithm to perform specific tasks and solve problems. AI tools can be used in a variety of industries from healthcare and finance to marketing and education to automate tasks, analyze data, and improve decision makings. Now I start with my paper, Artificial Intelligence and Database in Disaster Management. Artificial intelligence and database are helping improve how we handle disasters. AI can quickly study huge amounts of data from sources like weather forecasts, satellites, pictures, and social media. This helps predict disasters and give advice on how to respond faster and better. Database store large amounts of important information is an organized way, so it can be easily assessed during emergencies. When AI works with these databases, it helps emergency teams plans, distribute resources, and make quicker decisions. Use AI database makes disaster management more efficient, reduce damage, save lives, and speeds up recovery after disaster. Artificial intelligence and database are becoming essential tools for managing disasters like floods, earthquakes, and wildfires. AI can quickly analyze large amounts of data from sources such as satellite images, weather reports, and social media. This helps predict disasters, plan responses, and making decisions faster. Database store all the important information that is needed for this process, allowing easy access when emergencies happen. Together, AI and database make disaster management more efficient, help save lives, and reduce damage. Now I tell about the factors: real-time data processing, damage assessment, resource allocation, predict analysis, improve decision making, etc. Now I will tell you the conclusion. Artificial intelligence and database play a crucial role in improving disaster management. By analyzing large amounts of real-time data, AI helps predict disasters, assess damage, and guide emergency team in responding quickly and effectively. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Poonam ma'am. It's my request to all the participants to please put on their video on. Camera should be on when they are delivering the presentation, and they should present their presentation with their PPT only. Ma'am has some technical issues. For that, we have given her the privilege of this thing, but others should consider, and the time should also be taken into consideration. We have given you 5 minutes, and you should presentation should be near about 5 minutes. Okay. Thank you so much. Next presentation is by Dr. A.K. Tiwari, Professor and Principal, Government PG College, Purula, Uttarkashi, Uttarakhand. So please.
Okay, ma'am. Is my screen visible? Sorry.
Not
Okay.
visible now. It's
I
not
mean,
visible.
just give me one minute. Share. Share.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, presentation. Should be visible. Ma'am, is it visible? My screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible, but
Thank
it's not your first page, I think.
Yeah. That time. Start from the. This is okay. Ma'am, it's now
Yes,
it's
sir.
okay, ma'am.
Yes, sir. It's okay now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
All the best, sir.
A respected chairman of the technical session, Professor Deepak Wakar sir, co-chair Dr. Sirin Reyes ma'am, convener ma'am Shweta Rani, and co-convener Kanksha Srivastava madam, and moderator Monica madam, and all the participants of this technical session. A very warm good morning to all of you. My topic of my presentation is major disaster risk in educational institution with the social with a special, sorry, it's a mistake, typing mistake, a special reference to state of Uttarakhand. As we are aware that this state of Uttarakhand is situated in the Himalayas region, and this Great Himalayas, about Great Himalayas, we all are well aware that this is the youngest mountain range of the entire world, and it's still in the formating stage. And there are major disasters which occurs in this area mainly. Landslides there are, and flash floods are also occurring there, earthquakes, are taking place at many repeatedly. Cloudburst is another disaster which takes very frequently. Hailstorms, then lightning is also cause of human and losses. Forest fire is also a major concern, and a glacier lake outburst floods, which before last year took place, as we all aware in the Badrinath and Chamoli district. So all these major disasters causing major loss of life, property, resources, and thereby affecting the process of economic development of the region also. These are the natural disasters, but there are man-made disasters also taking place due to the scientific development strategies, and moreover the eco-friendly initiatives for the development of infrastructure and other. As we all are aware, this land use pattern, unscientific development, unwanted changes in the landscape, forest degradation, this is major issue. However, we are fortunate enough that our state is having forest cover of around 65% of the total area, but still this is area of concern for all of us. Increasing pressure of tourists. There are certain tourist places, and at the tourist season, most of the tourists visited those places. So tourist pressure is also there. Development of large hydropower project. This is the major issue in this state, especially large hydro projects like Tiri Dam and other such are constructed, and which have are really a concern for the environmentalist. Construction of roads, building unscientific or non-local conditions. They are not local conditions friendly. Riverbed mining, this is another area which causes a lot of can say that the floods and other issues. Uttarakhand state, this is a very small Himalayan state, and around this is 86% of the area is mountainous, and 65% of the total state is covered by forest. The state shares boundary with international boundaries with Nepal and China in the north. And there are two major administrative blocks, Garhwal and Kumaon. Total 13 districts are there. Out of them, 10 are hilly districts. This is the, if we call geographical division of the Uttarakhand. So this is the major geographical division. Upper hills area, there, middle hills, and the foothills. So like Haridwar, Udham Singh Nagar, and the Dehradun plain area and Nainital's plain area comes under this. These are the major disaster occurred in Uttarakhand state in the past. If we say around past few years, Uttarkasi earthquake in 1990, the major disasters, more than 6.5 Richter scale. This earthquake was occurred, and this causes a lot of life and property losses. Earthquake of Chamoli, then Himalaya to 2013 Kedarnath, we all are aware of that. And Malpa landslide 1990, this was another major disaster, which caused loss of death when that yatra, what we call it, Kailas Mansarovar Yatra. During that, Uttarakhand forest fire, this is a very recurring issue in our state. Rishiganga floods for 2020-21 and under Silkara tunnel recently last year. We all know how the man-made, we can say this issue caused a lot of concern for all over country. These are some pics of the different disasters, either this is natural or man-made, which took place in the state. This is 2013 Kedarnath flood, which was major that was issue in the 2013 and this took place.
Tiwari sir, kindly try to
Yes,
wrap
ma'am.
up your
Just
presentation.
give me 2 minutes more. This is the higher education profile of our state, and as I hail from the government college, so in our state, total government college, 73% colleges are in the hilly districts. So, and these are some measures how we can mitigate, how can we mitigate the disaster situation in the education institution, especially in the colleges. So site selection for the colleges should be very safe. First of all, most of the time it is found that the government asks for free land sites or like donation from locals, and then construct building college at that place. So this is many times very unsafe sites are selected. Building structures should be earthquake resistance. Many times these are compromised, and which causes a lot of losses later on. College Disaster Mitigation Response Committee constitution, this is a mandatory in our colleges, and we have constituted this disaster committee at the college level, and which comprises all the NSS volunteers and danger super volunteers, and even district administrative authorities representatives are also there. Natural resource colleges should run the natural resource management courses, disaster management degree diploma courses, just to aware the students and take due course at the time of disaster. Collaboration with district administration and co-curricular courses like NSS, NCC, these are the should be run in all the colleges. These are some effective disaster response and management, how we can face pre and during and post disasters. So these are some like preparation of early warning systems should be activated, coordination and collaboration with all the agencies, NGOs, government agencies, response and rescue operations, logistics, supply chain management when some disaster occurs. So some relief for setting relief, this should be developed. Communication and information management, and recovery and rehabilitation, and monitoring and evaluation. So these are some issues which we can dealt with the disasters. However, natural disasters are inevitable, but we can minimize them with the proper planning and proper our preparedness for the such a situation. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you all of you for patiently listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's my kind reminder to all the paper presenters that we are going to present the Best Paper Presentation Award. And for that, we will be considering content quality, clarity of presentation, effective use of visual aids, and time management. Okay. And we are giving you 6 minutes to present the paper. And you should all consider that time limit while presenting your paper. Thank you so much. Now the next presenter is Jyoti Tyagi, AMIT student, Ram Chimeli Chadda Viswas Girls College, Ghaziabad, UP. Ma'am, are you ready with your presentation? Jyoti ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Please start the presentation and slides sharing.
Ma'am, I'm visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, I'm sharing my slides. Let me know. Is it visible or not?
Sure.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. Good morning, all of you. Today I will be
Can you make a full size? It's not completely. It's it's not on full screen. Okay. I think you can click on the. Are you
Ma'am, now
joining?
is it visible?
You're joining from the phone or ma'am laptop?
Ma'am, actually I'm joining from the phone.
That's
My laptop is still.
You can
Ma'am,
click on the presentation mode, Jyoti. You can click on the presentation mode in your mobile also, so it will be visible. It will be wider.
Wider, yes.
Perhaps you just here it is given. Just look at this bottom. Click on this presentation mode, and it will be a bit wider.
मैम आप टॉप
Ma'am,
पे
is it
देखिए,
visible?
टॉप पे या नीचे ये एक ग्लास की फॉर्म में कुछ है, उस पर आप क्लिक करें. आई थिंक इट विल बी इन प्रेजेंटेशन फॉर्म देयर.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sorry, ma'am, I can't.
चलिए कोई बात नहीं, फिर आप इसी तरह से स्टार्ट कर दीजिए, कोई इशू नहीं है. इज दिस फाइन, चेयर एंड कुछ है?
Okay, okay, fine.
And Jyoti
You
ma'am,
can
your
try in the
video-
bottom. There is one glass-like
Glass
structure,
है
and
ना?
Monica ma'am said.
Ma'am,
na,
I have clicked. I will see whether I am able to do that or not.
You click on it.
नहीं मैम, it's not from my side. I can't.
Working, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. No, no worries. Okay.
And
Okay.
your video also, Jyoti ma'am, need to switch on your video.
Ma'am, I'm visible.
No, Jyoti ma'am, we cannot
Ma'am,
see you.
Ma'am, can I present my presentation like that? I think there was some difficulty to open my video. Ma'am, can I?
just a second, ma'am. Ma'am, you have not switch on your camera. You need to switch on that. मतलब आप अपना कैमरा ऑन कीजिए, फिर भी वीडियो विजिबल होएगी ना. अभी आपका कैमरा ऑफ आ रहा है. Yes, now it's
Ma'am, now I'm
visible.
visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good
morning, all of
ma'am. You will have 6 minutes with you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Is that
Thank you
fine?
so much.
Okay, Jay.
Yes,
Start.
ma'am.
I think there is a slight change in her topic. I think the contents may be the same. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the topic is changed. Okay, it's the disaster
No,
management.
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Topic is same, but I write the topic in another way.
Yeah. Wait. I mean, contents may be the same, na?
Yeah,
Disaster
ma'am.
management,
Content-
building resilient and sustainable educational institutes.
Education. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine,
My
fine.
content is same.
Okay, Jyoti.
Okay. So,
Ma'am,
good
you can
morning.
start with the presentation.
Sure, ma'am. Today, I will be presenting my research on the disaster management and sustainability in education institutions. My research paper focusing on developing a framework for disaster preparedness, resilience with case studies from Japan and the Philippines. The purpose of this research is to recommend ways through which the vulnerability of our schools can be reduced by developing a framework for disaster management and sustainable school initiatives. Education institutions are vital for the future of any society. They must be resilient for natural and man-made disaster to ensure continuity of learning support and the communities. Before moving further, we have to know understanding the types of risk. There are 4 types of risk: natural disaster, man-made disaster, climate change, and the social disruption. Natural disaster, as we know very well, that disasters occur due to the nature, like earthquake, hurricanes, and cyclones, floods, etc. Man-made disasters is like a terrorist attack, industrial accident, and pandemics. Like we know very well that education institutes are not just place where learning; they are where place of learning. They are the heart of soul of our community. As we know that COVID-19 pandemic turned the education world upside down. UNESCO, in his report 2021, reported that over 1.6 learners were affected worldwide. It was like someone hit the pause button on the global education, and we all realized our schools weren't ready for the crisis of this magnitude. So, due to this, we have to know the assessing vulnerability. It is very important for the educational institutions. It can be structural integrity, emergency system, or community resilience. Structure integrity refers evaluating structure for the potential weakness and ensure compliance with the safety standards. Emergency systems accesses the functioning of fire alarms, evacuation routers, and communication system. Resilience consider the community capacity to report it to disasters and identify areas for the improvement. Disaster preparedness is very important whenever we talk about the education system. Develop emergency response plan, train staff and the student, establish communication system, secure essential resources. There are some indicators for the resilience. We have known that the indicators are also play a very huge role for the school site and building safety. There are some indicators for school site and building safety, like schools sites away from hazard-prone areas, building meets performance standards, adherence of building codes, construction follow multi-hazards guidelines, proper access to road and bridge, availability of clean water and sanitary toilet facilities. Same like as the indicator for the education continuity plans are also very important, such as alternative school site during the after disaster, mutual aids plans for neighboring schools, plan for proper storage of enrollment and education records, alternate means of instruction, availability of the transportation facility, and coordination with other schools. There are some case study of Japan and the Philippines. Japan, as we know that there is a Sohokul earthquake, highlight the importance of the earthquake resilience construction and early warning. Now, in Japan, we found some truly impressive examples of earthquake resilient school buildings. But it is not just the structure themselves. For instance, one elementary school in the Tokyo hold monthly earthquake drill, and that feel more like a fun game than a scary exercise. The kids actually look forward for this snaky days, as they can call them. If we talk about the Philippine Tufan in 2013, it was occurring over the Philippines. We saw firsthand how schools can become the hips of the community resilience. One high school we visited had partnered with local fishermen to create an early warning systems of Tufan. It is beautiful example of traditional knowledge meeting modern education, and it made a real difference in protecting both the school and the surrounding villages. Resilience. Resilience is very important, as we know that sustainable design for in education system is very important. Incorporate green buildings practices to reduce environmental impact and improve resilience. Earthquake resistance constructions. Utilize earthquake resistance material and techniques to ensure structure stability. Food-proofing measures are also very important. Like if there is any danger, disaster, so there should be enough food storage. So improvement food resistant building designs and landscapes to minimize damage. Disaster resilient infrastructure also important for that. If we talk about the integrated disaster management program, it was a program who was providing their all effort to resilience in the disaster, like risk assessment, emergency response plan, community engagement, training and drills, recovery in the migration. Engagement of community play a vital role in the disaster management. Like community collaboration is very important, involvement of parent, community members, and local authorities, disaster planning and responses. Public awareness campaigns.
Jyoti ma'am, kindly try to wind up your paper.
Okay, ma'am, sure. The conclusion of my paper presentation is that it was very important to resilience the education institution to improve the facilities in the field of disaster management. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
Now, the next paper presenter is Dr. Anju Gupta, Assistant Professor, Sunrise Academy Management Society, Dehradun, Uttarakhand. Anju ma'am, are you ready with your presentation?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
I'm Dr. Anju Gupta from Sunrise Academy Management Society. And my topic is integrating green school practices in early childhood education, a pathway to sustainable development.
Yes, ma'am.
Mainly जो early childhood education है,
Ma'am,
वो
your
बहुत
PPT is not
ज्योति ताटकी
visible.
मैम, आपको स्टॉप करना पड़ेगा अपना, then only she will
Yes,
be able
ma'am.
to.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I will try. Ma'am, can you remove me on this meeting?
So you can do stop sharing. You just click on stop sharing.
Ma'am, there is no option. Actually, there was some mistake or some technical problem.
If removed from the meeting, Jyoti
You
ma'am,
can't join.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I
Bilkul,
tried
ma'am,
to join
I
again.
have stopped the ma'am, I have stopped the presentation of Jyoti ma'am. I think now, Anju ma'am, your PPT is visible to all.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, okay. Anju ma'am, now you can start with your presentation.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My topic is integrating green school practices in early childhood education, a pathway to sustainable development. अर्ली चाइल्डहुड एजुकेशन है वो बच्चों के बिहेवियर और वैल्यूज को डेवलप करने का सबसे अच्छा समय होता है। ग्रीन स्कूल प्रैक्टिसेस को अर्ली चाइल्डहुड एजुकेशन में इंटीग्रेट करने से बच्चे कम उम्र में ही एजुकेशनल कल्चर और सस्टेनेबिलिटी के महत्व को समझने लगते हैं। जैसे अगर बच्चे को कम उम्र में ही ये समझ में आ जाता है कि प्लास्टिक से ज्यादा बेहतर कपड़े का बैग यूज करना होता है, तो वो ये जो प्रैक्टिस है उसकी लाइफ लॉन्ग बन जाती है, जीवन भर वो इस आदत को अपनाता है। like early childhood education, what is the early childhood education? एक मिनट मैम। Early childhood education is called a nursery education. It's 0 to 8 years education. In this time, child's cognitive, physical, social, mental development take place. प्रॉपर अगर प्रॉपरली बच्चा है उसका सबसे अच्छा मेंटल डेवलपमेंट का टाइम होता है ये। तो हमें जो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल है फॉर आल्सो गिव एम्फेसिस इन ECCE, अर्ली चाइल्डहुड एजुकेशन के लिए सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल है, वो भी एम्फेसाइज करता है। अब ग्रीन स्कूल गाइडलाइंस क्या होती है? ग्रीन स्कूल मतलब स्कूल इज अ प्लेस वेयर children learn, perform activities and monitor time to time. Mainly green school guidelines में देखा जाता है कि एनर्जी इफिशिएंसी पर फोकस किया जाता है कि लाइक सोलर पैनल्स यूज करने चाहिए और इंसुलेटेड रूफ्स यूज करनी चाहिए। वाटर कंजर्वेशन टेक्निक्स लाइक वाटर फ्लो है, जो वाटर फ्लो है वो कम होना चाहिए, वाटर को सेव करना बच्चों को सिखाना चाहिए। एंड इंडोर एनवायरमेंटल क्वालिटी है वो अच्छी होनी चाहिए, वेंटिलेटेड रूम्स होने चाहिए और नॉन टॉक्सिक पेंट्स हैं वो होना चाहिए ग्रीन स्कूल्स में। नेचुरल लाइटिंग है वो प्रोवाइड करनी चाहिए, ग्रीन स्पेस है वो बच्चों को प्रोवाइड करनी चाहिए। एंड जो स्पेस है वो परमिएबल होना चाहिए ताकि कुछ भी पानी है वो वेस्टेज ना बहे, वेस्टेज ना हो। वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट बच्चों को सिखाया जाना चाहिए जिसमें रिड्यूस, रीयूज और रिसाइकलिंग 3R जो गोल्डन रूल्स है वो बच्चों को सिखाया जाना चाहिए। और सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक है उस पर बढ़ावा देना चाहिए। एनवायरमेंटल एजुकेशन है वो करिकुलम में उसको इंटीग्रेट करना चाहिए। एंड बच्चों को मेक प्रोजेक्ट, सस्टेनेबिलिटी के ऊपर प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाना सिखाना चाहिए। कम्युनिटी इन्वॉल्वमेंट है बहुत ज़रूरी होता है। जब पेरेंट्स और सोसाइटी का इन्वॉल्वमेंट होगा तो ग्रीन स्कूल है वो बहुत बेहतर हो सकता है, क्योंकि जब स्कूल्स और कम्युनिटी मिलकर काम करते हैं तो वो बच्चे के डेवलपमेंट के लिए वो डेट इज़ अ वेरी इफेक्टिव वे। हेल्थ है उस पर लाइक लोकल फूड्स और हेल्दी फूड्स के ऊपर फोकस किया जाना चाहिए। तो ये सारे ग्रीन स्कूल की गाइडलाइंस है। फिजिकल एक्टिविटी एंड आउटडोर लर्निंग शुड बी एनकरेज। देन now what is a sustainable development? Sustainable development is a strategy that aims to fulfill present without compromising the ability of future generation to fulfill the needs. means अगर हम सिंपल टर्म्स में बात करें तो अर्थ रिसोर्सेज हैं उनको इस तरह से रिस्पॉन्सिबल वे में हमें यूज करना है ताकि फ्यूचर जनरेशंस हैं उन्हें एंजॉय कर सके, उन्हें भी वो फ्यूचर जनरेशंस को उससे बेनिफिट मिल सके। और सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट के 3 पिलर्स होते हैं, इकोनॉमिक, इन्वायरमेंट एंड सोशल। And if we talk about लाइक स्टडी की, मैंने जब कुछ पेपर्स की स्टडी की तो उसमें भी जैसे अकॉर्डिंग टू एडम्स, एक्टिव एंगेजमेंट ऑफ चिल्ड्रन विद इन द नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट इज रिलेटेड टू देयर फिजिकल, सोशल, मेंटल एंड इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट. लाइक दिस इन चिल्ड्रन इन बर्लिन 36 प्राइमरी स्कूल्स हैं बार्सिलोना स्पेन में. वहां पर अगर बच्चों को नेचुरल वे में पढ़ाया गया तो इससे बच्चों की क्रिएटिविटी, डिस्कवरी, मास्टरी कंट्रोल है वो बढ़ता है, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग स्किल्स हैं वो बच्चों की डेवलप होती है. तो बच्चों के कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट में ग्रीन स्कूल्स हैं वो बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करते हैं. डेवलप ग्रीन स्कूल्स एक्टिविटी इन चाइल्डहुड. डेवलप ग्रीन स्कूल प्रैक्टिसेस, कि किस तरह से बच्चों में चाइल्डहुड के टाइम बच्चों में ग्रीन स्कूल प्रैक्टिसेस कैसे डेवलप की जा सकती है, कि अगर उन्हें सस्टेनेबल यूज ऑफ रिसोर्सेज के बारे में सिखाया जाए कि किस तरह से हम अच्छे तरीके से रिसोर्सेज हैं सस्टेनेबल वे में यूज कर सकते हैं. जो करिकुलम है वो ग्रीन करिकुलम में यूज किया जाए, बच्चों को बाहर एक्टिविटीज के लिए मोटिवेट किया जाए, बच्चों को शुरू से ही वेस्ट को सेग्रीगेट करना, कि किस तरह से वेस्ट है. सबसे पहले तो बच्चों को ये सिखाया जाना चाहिए कि वेस्ट है वो सबसे कम से कम यूज करे. उसके बाद बच्चा जो उसको किस तरह से रीयूज किया जा सकता है, वेस्ट को रीयूज किया जा सकता है, जैसे लाइक पेपर शीट्स एक साइड यूज करने के बाद दूसरी साइड किस तरह से वो यूज कर सकते हैं. और कैसे जैसे क्ले बनाकर पेपर से क्ले बनाकर और उसको किस तरह से प्रोजेक्ट्स में यूज किया जा सकता है. तो इस तरह से बच्चों को इस तरह की प्रैक्टिस सिखाना, बच्चों को प्लांट्स के बारे में सिखाना कि बहुत सारे प्लांट्स होते हैं कि किस तरह से फ्रूट्स, जो सीड्स हैं उनसे वो किस तरह से फ्रूट्स हैं वो फ्रूट बेयरिंग प्लांट्स हैं वो डेवलप कर सकते हैं और उन्हीं फ्रूट्स को वो यूज कर सकते हैं. तो अगर इन सब में स्कूल और कम्युनिटी दोनों मिलकर काम करेंगे तो बच्चों में वो हैबिट्स हैं बहुत अच्छे से डेवलप हो सकती है. बच्चों के लिए इनकलकेट लव फॉर नेचर है वो डेवलप होता है. डेवलप ग्रीन कम्युनिटीज. नेक्स्ट, बेनिफिट्स ऑफ ग्रीन स्कूल इन डेवलपमेंट इन सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. तो ग्रीन स्कूल है वो किस तरह से अब सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट में हेल्प कर सकता है. एक तो जैसे मैंने बताया था कि थ्री पिलर्स होते हैं, इकोनॉमिक, एनवायरमेंटल एंड सोसाइटेबल. तो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट में जैसे ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजीज अगर हम अप्लाई करेंगे, बच्चे से सीखेंगे, अगर बच्चों ने एक बार सीख लिया तो वो लाइफ लॉन्ग वो क्योंकि वो फ्यूचर सिटीजन हैं हमारे देश के, तो जो कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजीज होती हैं वो कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव होती हैं, तो वो हमारे देश में इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट के लिए वो बहुत अधिक हेल्पफुल है. जो इनकी कॉस्ट होती है वो मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट होती है वो भी मिनिमम होती है. गवर्नमेंट्स हैं वो फंड्स प्रोवाइड करती है. फ्यूचर में बहुत सारी जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिल सकती है ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजीज की हेल्प से. अगर हम हेल्दी बच्चे शुरू से ही सीखते हैं ग्रीन एनवायरमेंट में रहकर तो हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल है वो जी सकते हैं. तो और सोशली भी बच्चे सोशली एक दूसरे से मतलब सोशली अगर वो प्रोजेक्ट में काम करते हैं तो लाइफ स्किल्स डेवलप होती है, बच्चों में प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग स्किल्स डेवलप होती है, सब मिलजुल कर रहना सीखते हैं सोसाइटी में. और एनवायरमेंटली रिसोर्सेज हैं वो सेव होते हैं जब हम सोलर पैनल्स और वाटर कंजर्वेशन टेक्निक्स यूज करते हैं. तो उससे क्या है, एनवायरमेंटली एक बहुत बड़ा बेनिफिट होता है. तो ग्रीन स्कूल्स आर बेनिफिशियल for students as they provide a clean air, ventilation in schools and sustainable development के लिए एक बहुत important बोल सकते हैं स्टेप है. इससे बच्चे environmental values सीखते हैं और वो एक environmentally responsible citizen बनता है बच्चा. बच्चों का holistic development होता है. So green school है एक positive attitude develop करता है. So now I just
ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच मैम.
thank you.
थैंक यू. Thank you, Anju Gupta, ma'am. Now, the next paper presenter is Vaishnavi Sharma, graduate student, Department of Geography, Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi. Vaishnavi, ma'am, are you there?
मोनिका मैम, शी वाज देयर. आई
Yeah.
हैड मेड हर द को-होस्ट, बट अभी वो दिख नहीं रही है. एक बार आप भी चेक करें तो.
हाँ जी मैम, मैं भी वही दिखने लगी थी. अभी मैंने भी जस्ट few seconds back I checked, she was there. Ma'am, she is there.
अच्छा, वो co-host नहीं है, शायद उसने फिर
हाँ
से
जी, कुछ
दोबारा
मैं
से ज्वाइन किया
दोबारा
है।
से ज्वाइन किया होगा।
हाँ, I'll just make her the co-host. Let me just search her. Vaishnavi, yes. Make co-host. Yes, I have made her the co-host.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Sorry, there was a power cut, so it was a network issue.
No problem, ma'am. Are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, start sharing your screen, ma'am.
Yes, just a second, ma'am. Ma'am, please let me know if the screen is visible or not. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible now,
Okay.
but your PPT is not visible, okay?
Yes, yes. Just a second. I hope it's visible.
Yes, it's visible now.
Good morning to one and all present here. I'm honored to share my research paper, which is titled Sustainability and Resilience, Community Preparedness and Flood Risk Management in Thrissur District, Kerala. So here are the overview of the topics that I will be covering through my presentation. Starting with introduction, I would like to give a quote, which is from Vincent van Gogh, that great things are not done by impulse, but are a result of series of things which are brought together. So flood in India, especially in the Kerala, highlights the critical need for the community resilience and effective disaster management. This study on Thrissur district particularly in Kerala emphasizes the importance of the local engagement, preparedness and sustainable strategies to build the resilience and sustainable development over there. So through a comprehensive mechanism, we will go through this research area. This is the conceptual framework, which includes the types of the floods in this Thrissur district, the effects, and what is particularly good governance in the flood risk management. The problems are mentioned as the research questions, which the study will be aiming at. These 5 questions are very important for this key area, which are today's agenda, which is the sustainable development, good governance, and community resilience. Answering these research questions, it is very important to highlight these 3 key areas, which are the core significant areas of my research study: the risk assessment, preparedness, community engagement, and building the resilience, which will involve or which will be in line with a good governance system involving the adaptive planning. These are the objectives which my study will be focusing on. These are the 5 objectives which will focus on the level of awareness, the response preparedness, the mitigation measures, and the response and feedbacks was collected from the respondents also. This is the geographical profile of Thrissur district. This is the administrative division map showing the coastal district over here and the location of Thrissur district. Coming to the geographical overview, we have a digital elevation model, which was made through the SRTM data, the satellite imagery, which we have collected through the Indian websites only. So these are the ranges which are showing the different elevational levels. This is the hazard and vulnerability profile of Thrissur district. Not only the heavy rainfall, but the coastal erosions and many other factors are leading to flood risks in these areas, which also includes the anthropogenic activities, the rapid urbanization. Here I have attached the Bharatpuzha river floodplain map, which shows a dendritic pattern, and it's the main river flowing in this region, which also contributes to the riverine floods and making the people vulnerable to the floods in a large extent and a destructive manner. Coming to the database and methodology, this study is adopting a comprehensive and a mixed method approach, which involves primary data as well as the secondary data. And a cross-referencing was also done by checking the quantitative data through the qualitative insights For example, structured interviews and storytelling were also done with proper ethical considerations, and it provided qualitative insights to the quantitative data. The data was represented through pie charts, and various software were used, like the QGIS software, the map which I have attached earlier. The digital elevation model was made using this QGIS software, and Canva was also used to make the pie charts and diagrams. Coming to the results and discussions, we will be studying these in the 4 key areas which were essential for the flood risk management and resilience. And here you can see the 4 key areas, and we will delve into that one by one. Coming to the first one, which is the awareness and knowledge about the floods. Here, the high awareness level of around 94% of the people, which you can see over here, underscores the community significant concern for the flood preparedness. The second key area is disaster response preparedness. About 80% of the respondents were highly precaution of the awareness, but there is a significant gap. Here you can see the 2% gap, which shows the reliance on the digital media and highlight need for the targeted education and uniform response guidelines. So there is we know that many people are aware of the flood, but we need to cover this gap also. Then the third one is the mitigation measures and community-based management. There is a strong community leadership, but remains a gap in the formal and centralized communication system. Agar unko pata hai, awareness pata hai, even they know how to respond to that, but they are not able to implement that, or they are not able to give that to the government. So how will they prepare themselves for the future disasters? So there is a need to provide this centralized system, and a training gap is also observed through this diagram. You can see many of the people lack the proper training in these types of disasters. Last but not the least, the suggestions and the improvements. Like I was said, people provided the suggestions, and there is a need for improved government support, because the majority of the population are still dependent on the official help, the in-person help, which the people are needing for, like the poor section of the society, and do need that help. And there is a need for enhanced emergency communication also. Communication gap was also observed through that. These are the major findings, and the significant flood challenges included the health issues, the water shortages, and the infrastructure vulnerabilities, which also included the infrastructure damages. Coming to the suggestions and mitigation measures, these are aligned with the Vikasit Bharat 2047 PM Modi vision. So we need to make developments. We need to build our India into a more developed country by urbanization, but we need it with the sustainable methods. So we need to create sustainable infrastructure planning, construction of embankments, investing in flood resilient building design. So these ideas can be taken from the foreign countries like Japan. It is building a good infrastructure in that. And a good governance and policy implementation is also required, so that we can implement these measures that we have already stated. These are the policy interventions which we can implement in our disaster management plans. The district and the government can include them, like the educational program, because जब हम बात करते हैं किसी एरिया को डेवलप करने की, तो उसकी जो ब्लॉक होता है, बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक होता है, वो एजुकेशन ही होता है. जब हम किसी को एजुकेट करेंगे, उनको अवेयर करेंगे, बिकॉज of their plans and their awareness of how they have to mitigate, that will build the block, and that will lead to less casualties in the future. Here I have attached the DRR report, which is from UNESCO Digital Library. It was a global initiative, and this is a Caritas organization, which is a Germany-based organization. Here you can see they are holding a workshop together with the Global Program India in Bihar district. So it's a successful workshop training, which we can also develop in the Thrissur district area or the flood risks area. And we know that the theme of 2024 International Day for Disaster.
Vaishnavi ma'am, try to conclude your paper.
Yes, ma'am. Just 1 second. I want to say in conclusion that the state like Thrissur, which is more vulnerable to flood, needs enhanced preparedness, communication level, governance through educational institutions, and so to make the community more empowerment, to give that empowerment to face the further climatic changes and devastating destructions that will lead to more casualties in the future. Lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to my teacher, Dr. Shweta Rani, for her invaluable guidance and support throughout the development of my research paper. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Vaishnavi ma'am. Now, the next paper presentation is by Ma'am Krishma Narang. She is a research scholar, GD Gunaka University, Gurugram, Haryana. Karishma, ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Okay, okay. Ma'am, your voice is not very audible.
Hello.
Yes,
Morning.
now it's audible. Now it's audible.
Morning to all of you, everyone, all the dignitaries. And I'm Karishma Narang, a research scholar from GD Goenka University. And I got the opportunity to present the paper, and title of my paper is Balancing Progress and Preservation, the Path to Sustainable Development. These are my objectives.
Excuse me, ma'am, your PPT is not visible.
Not visible.
No, you have not started the screen sharing yet.
Okay. Now visible, ma'am?
Now, yes, it's visible.
My title and my objectives are.
You can make it full screen also, ma'am, on presentation mode. Yes.
Is that okay?
That's fine. Yes, yes, yes. Now you can start with your presentation, ma'am. Okay.
So my objectives are to comprehensively study the landscape of sustainable development, to overview the sustainable development goals, and to study the significance of education and education institutions in sustainable development, and to study key dimensions of sustainable development. This introduction key point which I'm going to cover. So, introduction, what is sustainable development? It refers to balanced approach to progress that meets current human needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. मतलब कि हमें बैलेंस अप्रोच से चलना है, आज की चीजों को, रिसोर्सेज को रिस्पॉन्सिबली यूज करते हुए, ताकि फ्यूचर में भी वो चीज हमारी आने वाली जनरेशन को मिल सके. बेसिकली इसका यही मतलब है कि अभी नहीं, आगे का भी हमें फ्यूचर का भी सोचकर चलना है. Its origin, the concept of sustainable development was formalized in the 1987 report titled Our Common Future, also known as the Brundtland Report, produced by World Commission on Environment and Development, chaired by Gro Harlem. Report. इसमें भी यही बात थी कि हमें एनवायरनमेंट को प्रोटेक्ट करना है, इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ करनी है, इसमें सारी फैक्टर्स को कवर करते हुए आगे चलना है, जिसके बेस पर फर्दर 1992 में जो है अर्थ रियो अर्थ भी बना, और उसके बाद सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स की शुरुआत हुई. So my methodology is a comprehensive review paper, employed a systematic approach to gather all the information and analyze it. Now, key concepts of sustainable development. First is intergenerational equity. Means कि हमें सब जनरेशन में इक्विटी रखनी है, यानी कि आज हम रिसोर्स खत्म करके और बाद में आने वाले जनरेशन के पास वो रिसोर्सेज ना मिले. 3 pillars: environmental sustainability, economic sustainability, and social sustainability. इसके 3 pillars कहे जाते हैं. एनवायरमेंट में है, इकोसिस्टम हमें प्रोटेक्ट करना है, पॉल्यूशन कम करना है, नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज को रिस्पॉन्सिबली यूज करना है, और इकोनॉमिक सस्टेनेबिलिटी while maintaining the earth ecological balance. Social sustainability means promoting social well-being, reducing inequality, and improving living standards. And third is integration. That means we have to integrate all the policies that support one another rather than function independently. Resilience. Resilience means to recover from the crisis and adapt to the changes like climate change or economic crisis. Fifth one is participation and governance. Engaging all the stakeholders, government, businesses, and civil society in decision-making processes so that we have better result पा सके. And scope, again, the scope is environmental scope, means conservation of biodiversity, climate change mitigation, and sustainable management of natural resources like forests, water, and energy. In area में हमें यहाँ पे environment पे काम करना है. Economic scope, promoting innovations and sustainable production of methods and responsible consumption. Means कि हमें उन चीजों को मतलब बेटर इनोवेशन दें और प्रोडक्शन ऐसी हो कि रिस्पॉन्सिबली हम उसको कंज्यूम भी करें. Social scope is improving living standards and ensuring that development is equitable and benefit all sectors of society. कुछ सेक्टर के लिए नहीं, सभी के लिए बेनिफिट होना चाहिए. सोशल स्कोप इसका ये कहता है. और पॉलिसी और गवर्नेंस में ये है कि स्ट्रॉन्ग गवर्नेंस फ्रेमवर्क होने चाहिए नेशनल लेवल पे, लोकल, ग्लोबल, इन सब लेवल पे अगर हम काम करेंगे तो हमारा सब कुछ मतलब बेटर जो है इसका निकल के आएगा। एक ओवरव्यू है जो हमारे 17 सस्टेनेबल गोल्स है। नंबर 1 है नो पॉवर्टी। इसका मेन है कि हमें सबको एक्सेस देनी है बेसिक नीड्स, फूड, शेल्टर एंड सर्विसेज। जीरो हंगर मीन्स एंड हंगर, और हमें फूड सिक्योरिटी, न्यूट्रिशन इंप्रूव करना है, प्रमोट सस्टेनेबल एग्रीकल्चर। जो एग्रीकल्चर हमेशा चलता है, डिफरेंट उसमें टेक्नोलॉजी लानी है। गुड हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग फॉर ऑल एजेस बाय इंप्रूविंग हेल्थ केयर एक्सेस। फोर्थ इज क्वालिटी एजुकेशन, इंक्लूसिव इक्विटेबल क्वालिटी एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करनी है। जेंडर इक्वालिटी, एलिमिनेटिंग डिस्क्रिमिनेशन एंड वायलेंस, एम्पावरिंग वुमेन एंड गर्ल्स। Clean water and sanitation provide करना है to for sanitation for all facilities, affordable and clean energy, and 8th is decent work and economic growth, and 9th is industry innovation and infrastructure. 10th is reduce inequalities, means on income opportunity and access to services for everyone, for especially marginalized groups, सबके पास जॉब के लिए, काम के लिए मौके हों। एंड सस्टेनेबल सिटीज एंड कम्युनिटीज डेवलप करें, इसमें रेजिलियंस हो, अर्बन प्लानिंग करके, पॉल्यूशन रिड्यूस करके। 12th इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल कंजम्पशन प्रोडक्शन। ये बार बार पॉइंट आता है कि हमें कुछ चीज बना रहे हैं उसको यूज करना, उसको रिसाइकलिंग और वेस्टेज को रिड्यूस करें, रिसाइकलिंग प्रमोट करें। 30 इज क्लाइमेट एक्शन, ग्रीन हाउस गैस इमिशन एंड स्ट्रेंथनिंग रेजिलियंस। 14 इज लाइफ बिलो वाटर, उसको भी हमें सेव करना है, ओशंस को, जितने भी फिशेस हैं, ऑर्गेनिज्म जितने भी लाइफ है उनके लिए है। लाइफ ऑन लैंड, इसमें मतलब ये कि कॉम्बैट डीसर्टिफिकेशन की मतलब कि रेगिस्तान को बचाना है, डिफॉरेस्टेशन को कम करना है। एंड 16th इज पीस, जस्टिस एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग इंस्टीट्यूशन, ताकि सबको एक्सेस हो सके जस्टिस के लिए, एंड रिड्यूसिंग वायलेंस। एंड लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट, पार्टनरशिप और गोल्स, की हम सबको पार्टनरशिप में सारे स्टेक होल्डर्स को काम करना पड़ेगा, तभी हम इसको अचीव कर सकेंगे। और एजुकेशन की बहुत सिग्निफिकेंस है इसको रीच करने के लिए। सबसे पहले है इसमें कि मैम इट प्लेस शेपिंग एटीट्यूड एंड बिहेवियर टुवर्ड्स सस्टेनेबिलिटी। सबसे पहले हमारा एटीट्यूड, हमारा बिहेवियर इसके लिए होना चाहिए, हमें पता होना चाहिए है क्या। एम्पावरिंग फ्यूचर जनरेशन टू टैकल द ग्लोबल चैलेंजेस, क्लाइमेट चेंज, बायोडाइवर्सिटी एंड सोशल इनइक्वालिटी। उनको एम्पावर करना है, उनको पहले एटीट्यूड डेवलप करना है, बिहेवियर करना है। एंड इंटीग्रेटिंग सस्टेनेबिलिटी इनटू द करिकुलम, तो करिकुलम में लाएंगे तभी इसमें हम जो है एनहांस कर सकते हैं क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन। और एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस का तो रोल इसमें ये इसमें अगेन वही है कि integrating sustainability into curricula at all levels of education has and inculcate an understanding of environmental, economic and other issues among students। बच्चों में हम करिकुलम के थ्रू ही पहुंचा सकते हैं। फॉर इंस्टेंस यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टोक्यो ने यहाँ पर सस्टेनेबिलिटी साइंस का कोर्स स्टार्ट किया है। ऐसे बाहर इंटरनेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी बहुत सारी हैं जो इसको चीज को ला रही है, हमें भी इसको अपने इंडिया यूनिवर्सिटीज में भी इंकलकेट करना है। एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफन प्ले अ लीडरशिप फॉर रोल इन एडवोकेटिंग पॉलिसीज, पॉलिसीज के अंदर कैसे बनेगी उनका भी काफी हद तक उसमें रोल हो सकता है और करना है। कम्युनिटी एंगेजमेंट एंड आउटरीच थ्रू पार्टनरशिप विद लोकल कम्युनिटी के साथ, स्कूल, यूनिवर्सिटी का उनके साथ पार्टनरशिप करें तो कई सारे सस्टेनेबिलिटी प्रोजेक्ट्स पे हम काम कर सकते हैं। कम्युनिटी गार्डन्स, रिसाइकलिंग प्रोग्राम्स, एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन इनिशिएटिव्स, इससे भी हम कर सकते हैं। और रिसर्च इनोवेशन लैब आर द कोर फंक्शंस ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन, इसमें हम सारा रिसर्च हम लोग हायर एजुकेशन में करते हैं, तो इस पर हम रिसर्च वर्क करें और इस पर हम रिसर्च पेपर देखें और काम करें तो काफी निकल के सामने आ सकता है। और 4 key dimensions of sustainable physical dimension। फिजिकल डायमेंशन में सस्टेनेबल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए, ग्रीन बिल्डिंग्स हो, इनोवेटिव डिजाइन हो, अभी ग्रीन सिटी की बात करें, ग्रीन स्कूल की बात कर रहे थे, तो ये सब हमें इसमें इंकलकेट करना है। रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, उसमें हम सोलर पैनल स्कूल्स में लगा सकते हैं, विंड टर्बाइंस है, स्कूल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कन्वर्ट, और हो भी रहे हैं कई स्कूल, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में सोलर पैनल्स को भी लगाया जा रहा है ताकि उसको रीजनरेट कर सके इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। सोशल डायमेंशन में इंक्लूसिव एजुकेशन है। इंक्लूसिव मींस कि इसमें CWSM,
Krishna, I'm
स्पेशल
trying
चाइल्ड।
to conclude your paper.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Social dimension means inclusive and community engagement. Economic dimension means financial sustainability, सबको जॉब मिले, काम करें, and economic practices. Environmental education, the last incorporating environmental education in curriculum and sustainable practices. So in conclusion, I would say sustainable development present a paradigm shift towards a more equitable, more resilient and environmentally responsive future. For that, we have to integrate environment protection, economic prosperity, and social equity. Sustainable development offers a holistic framework for addressing the pressing global challenges and ensuring a better quality of life for present and future generations. Thank you so much for your attention and for giving this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Krishna ma'am. Next paper presentation is by Ms. Shilpi Bhandari, research scholar, Hemwati Nandan Bhagugana, Garbal University, Uttarakhand.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, just a minute. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, your screen is visible.
Good morning to all of you. I'm Shilpi Bhandari, and I'm going to present my topic on assessing self for achieving sustainable development goals in special reference to pupil teachers. As we know, sustainable development goals are set by UN in 2015. सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स को सेट किया गया था 2015 में यूएन के द्वारा, जिसमें ये कहा गया है कि हमें 2030 तक किसी भी तरीके से इन 17 गोल्स को अचीव करना है. But in my study, there are two variables. One is sustainable development and the other one is self-assessment. जिस चीज को हम अचीव करने की बात कह रहे हैं, उस चीज को हम जानते कितना है. प्यूपिल टीचर्स के रेस्पेक्ट हम उनका सेल्फ असेसमेंट जानने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि वो इस चीज के बारे में कितना जानते हैं, बिकॉज द डेडलाइन ऑफ अचीविंग द गोल्स इज नॉट टू फार. So, coming to the objective of the study, my objective of the study is to know the self-assessment of pupil teachers for SDGs. SDGs के बारे में pupil teachers का self assessment क्या कहता है, क्योंकि वही है जो हमारी फ्यूचर जनरेशंस को प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं. टीचर्स ही हैं जिनके थ्रू हम जितने प्रोफेशन हैं, जितने वोकेशन है, उसमें काम करने वाले लोगों को प्रिपेयर करते हैं. और सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स जो है किसी भी फील्ड से अछूता नहीं है. हम इसमें इकोनॉमिक की बात कर रहे हैं, हम इसमें सोसाइटी की बात कर रहे हैं, हम इसमें एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज की बात कर रहे हैं. सो वी हैव टू नो ऑल अबाउट दीज issues. So let's come to the research methodology. हमने इसमें research methodology का use किया है. We have gone through the qualitative research method, and for this we have developed a tool on SDG 3, SDG 4 and SDG 11. इस रिसर्च में हमने केवल 3 गोल्स पे फोकस किया है. SDG 3 that is good health and well-being, SDG 4 that is quality education, and we know this goal is centralized among all the 17 SDG goals. So, and SDG 11 that is sustainable cities and communities. Population, what we have taken, we have conducted the study on 3 pupil teachers. And what are the results? हमने जो टूल इस चीज को एसेस करने के लिए बनाया था, उसमें हमने 3 गोल्स को फोकस किया था, SDG 3, SDG 4 एंड SDG 11. उसके रेस्पेक्टिव हमने 30 क्वेश्चंस फ्रेम किए थे. 30 क्वेश्चंस को भी हमने 3 कैटेगरी में कैटेगराइज किया था. द फर्स्ट वन कैटेगरी इज क्वेश्चंस ऑफ नोइंग. क्वेश्चंस ऑफ नोइंग का मतलब है कि हमने कहा जिस चीज को हम अचीव करने की बात कह रहे हैं, उस चीज के बारे में हम जानते कितना है. हम क्योंकि जिस चीज को जानेंगे उसी चीज को अचीव करने के रेस्पेक्ट हमारे एक्शंस और हमारे थॉट्स हो सकते हैं. तो क्वेश्चंस ऑफ नोइंग, क्वेश्चंस ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि जिस चीज को हम जान रहे हैं उस चीज को समझ कितना रहे हैं. एंड क्वेश्चंस ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट, हम जिस चीज को जानते हैं, समझते हैं, उस चीज में हम कितना इम्प्रूव करना चाहिए. बिकॉज सेल्फ असेसमेंट इज अ कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट विच हैव सेल्फ फैक्टर, जिसमें एक सेल्फ फैक्टर है जो हमारे सब्जेक्टिव फैक्टर से एक तरीके से रिलेट होता है, जहाँ पे हमारा सेल्फ इन्वॉल्व होता है. तो रिजल्ट्स की बात करें तो टोटल क्वेश्चन थे 16 क्वेश्चन ऑफ नोइंग में 5 क्वेश्चन अंडरस्टैंडिंग के और इम्प्रूवमेंट के 9 क्वेश्चन. मेन हम बात करेंगे इम्प्रूवमेंट क्वेश्चन की कि हम कितना इम्प्रूवमेंट खुद में चाहते हैं, क्योंकि सेल्फ असेसमेंट की जब हम बात करते हैं तो यहाँ पे इम्प्रूवमेंट एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर हो जाता है जो बहुत रोल प्ले करता है. तो यहाँ पे हमने जब क्वेश्चंस को डिवाइड किया तो 5 कैटेगरी में हमने रेस्पॉन्सेस लिए थे. और रेस्पॉन्सेस की बात जब हम करते हैं तो विजुअलाइजेशन के थ्रू मैं इस चीज को ज्यादा क्लियर कर पाऊंगी. इफ वी गो थ्रू द रेस्पॉन्सेस ऑफ द रेस्पोंडेंट्स, हम देखेंगे कि ABCD और E कैटेगरी में जो आंसर्स हमारे पास आए हैं, A कैटेगरी जो है वो एक तरीके से सेल्फ असेसमेंट को जब हम मेजर कर रहे हैं तो हमने मार्क्स खुद को एक तरीके से दिए हैं. और A कैटेगरी लोएस्ट मार्क्स एंड E कैटेगरी इज द हाईएस्ट मार्क्स. क्वेश्चंस ऑफ नोइंग में अगर स्टूडेंट A कैटेगरी में खुद को रेट कर रहा है, इसका मतलब ये है कि उसको उसकी चीज के बारे में कम पता है, कम नॉलेज है. बिकॉज A कैटेगरी इज
starting from 0 and E is ending at 100. तो A, B, C कैटेगरी में आंसर्स का मतलब है कि हम उस चीज के बारे में कम जानते हैं. That means pupil teachers have less information about the SDGs. जैसे हमने कहा कि हम जिस चीज को अचीव करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और हमारे पास टाइम बहुत कम है क्योंकि 2030 तक इस चीज को अचीव करने का टारगेट रखा गया है. जिस चीज के बारे में हम कम जान रहे हैं तो बहुत तेजी से हमें इस चीज को अचीव करने के लिए काम करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि पीपल टीचर्स आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट द टर्म एसडीजीज. अगर वो जानते भी हैं तो बहुत कम जानते हैं. क्वेश्चंस ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग की बात अगर हम करते हैं तो क्वेश्चंस ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग में जो स्टूडेंट्स के रिप्लाई हैं दे आर लिटिल बिट शिफ्टिंग टू सी एंड डी कैटेगरी. सी एंड डी कैटेगरी का मतलब है कि हाँ, अगर हम एनवायरमेंट के बारे में जानते हैं तो हम उस चीज को समझते भी हैं. लेकिन मेन बात आती है क्वेश्चंस ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट की. आप देखेंगे क्वेश्चंस ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट में जो रेस्पॉन्सेज स्टूडेंट्स के जा रहे हैं वो सी डी और ई कैटेगरी की तरफ जा रहे हैं. दैट मीन्स क्वेश्चंस ऑफ इम्प्रूवमेंट हमें ये बता रहे हैं कि हम अगर एसडीजीज को जान रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं, लेकिन उसके बारे में फिर भी हम उनके बारे में और जानना चाहते हैं. और जानने का मतलब है कि हमारे पास उनके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन कम है, हम उनके बारे में कम जानते हैं. तो जब तक हम किसी चीज को जानेंगे नहीं, हम उस चीज को अचीव नहीं कर पाएंगे. So we have to equip our pupil teachers with the knowledge of sustainable development goals because we are at the taking point of achieving the goals, we can say. और ये डिकेड जो रहा है यही टिकिंग पॉइंट है. ये टिकिंग पॉइंट भी अब खत्म होने वाला है. हमें पता है 2030 तक हमें किसी भी तरीके से गोल्स को अचीव करना है. तो वी आर कंक्लूडिंग द स्टडी एज इम्प्रूवमेंट इन द नॉलेज अबाउट द एसडीजीज. हमें पहले इस चीज के बारे में बताना पड़ेगा स्टूडेंट्स को कि एसडीजीज क्या है, इसके 17 गोल्स क्या है, 70 उसके अंदर 169 टारगेट्स क्या हैं, एंड प्रिपेयर ऑफ स्टूडेंट टुवर्ड्स अचीविंग द गोल्स. हमें जब हम बता पाएंगे तब स्टूडेंट समझ पाएंगे कि गोल्स क्या है, उसके टारगेट्स क्या है, व्हाट आर द मोड ऑफ इम्प्लीमेंटेशंस. So we have to equip the students with the knowledge of SDGs and necessary skills to face the challenges. हमें उन्हें ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा ये जानने के लिए, उनको प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा कि किस चीज के बारे में उन्हें क्या एक्शन लेना है. हमें पता होता है कि एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज क्या है, हमें पता है कि सोशल इश्यूज क्या है, बट वी समटाइम वी कांट टेक एक्शंस. तो हम जब खुद को सेल्फ असेस कर पाएंगे, खुद के एक्शन को असेस कर पाएंगे, तभी हम किसी चीज को अचीव करने के लिए रेस्पॉन्ड कर पाएंगे. एंड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स को अचीव करना बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि ये हमारी लाइफ के लिए, हमारे फ्यूचर के लिए, क्योंकि हम जानते हैं बहुत जरूरी है. सो थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Shilpi Bhandari ma'am.
थैंक यू मैम.
Next presentation is by Ms. Seema Arya, research scholar, Hemavati Nandan, Bhagwana, Garhwal University, Uttarakhand. Seema ma'am, are you ready with your presentation?
I am present, ma'am.
हाँ जी.
जी ma'am, I am present.
Okay ma'am, please start sharing your PPT.
Okay ma'am. Discuss CT. Good morning, everybody.
Ma'am, your
Myself,
PPT
Seema.
is visible. Can you take that in the presentation mode? Ma'am, there is one button now at the bottom, the glass shape. You can click on that. It will be on a complete presentation mode then. Is that possible for ma'am?
जी मैम. मैम पीपीटी शो हो रही है?
मैम पीपीटी शो हो रही है आपकी, पर फुल स्क्रीन में नहीं आ रही है. अगर आप ये अपनी जब पीपीटी दिखा रहे हो ना, उसको प्रेजेंटेशन मोड में ले जाओगे तो सबको बड़ा आपका जो फ्रंट स्लाइड है वो बड़े में दिख जाएगी. ये नीचे आप
ऑन बॉटम राइट, सबसे नीचे राइट में आप देखिए एक आपको ग्लास टाइप का स्ट्रक्चर है. इसके बाद
क्लिक कर दीजिए.
वेरी गुड.
बस ठीक है मैम. थैंक यू सो मच. नाउ यू कैन स्टार्ट विद योर प्रेजेंटेशन.
पहला पेज जी मैम. Myself, Seema Arya, from Department of Education, HNB Garhwal University. My topic is सतत विकास के पर्यावरणीय आयाम डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के विचारों के संदर्भ में। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के विचार 3 सिद्धांतों पर आधारित थे: समानता, स्वतंत्रता और बंधुत्व। उनके समय में समाज में असमानता व्याप्त थी, इसलिए वह सामाजिक, आर्थिक, शैक्षिक और पर्यावरणीय क्षेत्र में समानता और लोकतांत्रिक मूल्यों की पक्षधर थे। 193 देशों ने मिलकर सतत विकास के 17 लक्ष्यों को 2030 तक प्राप्त करने का लक्ष्य रखा है। इन्हीं 17 लक्ष्यों को एसडीजी के रूप में जाना जाता है। सतत विकास लक्ष्य मानवीय विकास के साथ साथ वैश्विक और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर भी प्रगति को समर्थन करते हैं। यह एक ऐसी समावेशी और दूरदर्शी योजना है जो मूल रूप से 3 स्तंभ पर निर्मित है। इसका उद्देश्य है प्रस्तुत शोध में क्या हो रहा है? प्रस्तुत शोध में विश्लेषणात्मक विधि द्वारा डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के पर्यावरणीय विचारों का सतत विकास के पर्यावरणीय आयामों के संदर्भ में अध्ययन किया गया है। शोध में सेकेंडरी सोर्सेज का प्रयोग किया गया है, जिसमें इंटरनेट, जर्नल, शोध पेपर, किताबों को सम्मिलित किया गया है। उनके अध्ययन के आधार पर ही डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के विचारों एवं सतत विकास के पर्यावरणीय आयाम से संबंधित मुख्य बिंदुओं को इस लेख में प्रस्तुत किया गया है। सतत विकास का पर्यावरणीय आयाम। सतत विकास का तीसरा आयाम पर्यावरणीय संरक्षण से संबंधित है, जिसमें कि भविष्य की पीढ़ियों के लिए प्राकृतिक संसाधनों को सुरक्षित किया गया है और सभी मानव जाति को निष्पक्ष और समान रूप से प्राकृतिक संसाधनों का वितरण क्या हो रहा है? क्या कर सकते? Sorry, ma'am.
No problem, ma'am. Take your time.
सभी मानव जाति को निष्पक्ष और समान रूप से प्राकृतिक संसाधनों का वितरण करना और लोगों के जीवन स्तर को समानता और न्याय के अनुरूप बनाना है। सतत विकास का उद्देश्य पर्यावरण को बिना नुकसान पहुंचाए विकास करना और प्राकृतिक संसाधनों के दुरुपयोग को कम करना और आवश्यकता अनुसार ही संसाधनों का उपयोग करना है। सतत विकास का पर्यावरणीय उद्देश्य सभी के लिए स्वच्छता और पानी की सतत प्रबंधन की उपलब्धता सुनिश्चित करना, सभी के लिए सस्ती, विश्वसनीय, टिकाऊ और आधुनिक ऊर्जा की उपलब्धता सुनिश्चित करना, शहरों एवं मानव बस्तियों को समावेशी और सुरक्षित बनाना, सतत उपयोग को बढ़ावा देने वाले स्थलीय पारिस्थितिकी प्रणालियों, सुरक्षित जंगलों, भूमि और जैव विविधता को बढ़ते उपयोग को रोकना। सतत विकास का पर्यावरणीय आयाम। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के पर्यावरणीय विचार। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर प्राकृतिक संसाधनों के महत्व को समझते थे, क्योंकि बाबा साहब को इसका कटु अनुभव अपने व्यक्तिगत जीवन में हुआ था। प्राकृतिक संसाधनों की उपलब्धता वंचित समाज के लिए नगण्य थी। उन्हें कुएं से पानी लेने तक का अधिकार नहीं था। स्कूल में जिन्हें पानी के लिए एक बार वंचित कर दिया गया था, उन्हें अपने बहुउद्देशीय दृष्टिकोण के कारण भारत में जल नीति और जल संसाधन विकास की नींव रखी। 1927 में डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर ने जल के लिए महान आंदोलन किया। उनका मानना था कि प्राकृतिक संसाधनों से किसी को भी वंचित नहीं किया जा सकता। प्राकृतिक संसाधनों पर सभी मनुष्यों का समान अधिकार है। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर ने 1942 और से 1946 में देश में जल संसाधन की उचित उपयोग के लिए एक नई जल नीति और बिजली नीति को विकसित किया, जिसका उद्देश्य कृषि और सिंचाई के लिए जल, सभी को जल की उपलब्धता, यातायात के लिए जल, सूखे की स्थिति का निवारण करना था। नदियों में बांध बनाकर सभी के लिए सस्ती और टिकाऊ ऊर्जा को उपलब्धता सुनिश्चित करना था। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर ने अनुच्छेद 239 और 42 में जल नीति के विषय में संविधान में उल्लेख भी प्रस्तुत किया है। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर ने हाशिए पर रहने वाले समुदायों को छोड़कर शहरों में बसने का आह्वान किया। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर ने ग्राम व्यवस्था को उत्पीड़न के स्थल के रूप में देखा, जिसमें आर्थिक शोषण और सामाजिक असंतुलन को मुख्य आधार माना। उनका मानना था कि वंचित लोग के जीवन स्तर को अगर सकारात्मक रूप से उच्च बनाना है तो उन्हें शहरों की ओर पलायन करना होगा। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर ने भारतीय कृषि को उन्नत करने एवं भूमि सुधार में कई विधेयक भारत सरकार में प्रस्तुत किए, जिसमें कि भूमि को लाभ कमाने वाली इकाई बनाया जा सके। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर ने मनुष्य को पर्यावरण के सह अस्तित्व बनाए रखने की वकालत की एवं संविधान के पर्यावरण एवं वन्य जीवों को संरक्षित करने हेतु अनेक प्रावधान किए। पर्यावरण आयाम और डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर का मानना था कि प्राकृतिक संसाधन, जिसमें भूमि, जल, ऊर्जा और अन्य प्राकृतिक संसाधनों को बिना किसी भेदभाव के समानता और निष्पक्षता से उसका वितरण किया जाना चाहिए तथा साथ ही संसाधनों का उपयोग अत्यंत विवेकपूर्ण तरीके से किया जाना चाहिए ताकि पर्यावरण संतुलन हर स्तर पर बना रहे। यही उद्देश्य सतत विकास के पर्यावरणीय आयाम का भी है, जिसे 2030 तक सभी को पर्यावरणीय संसाधन उपलब्ध कराना है। दोनों ही प्राकृतिक संसाधनों के वितरण को समान रूप से करने के पक्षधर हैं। कोई भी प्राकृतिक संसाधनों के उचित उपयोग से वंचित न रहे। विकास के सभी आयामों में सभी के लिए समावेशी दृष्टिकोण हो, समान अवसरों की सबको उपलब्धता हो, जल संसाधनों में सभी की हिस्सेदारी सुनिश्चित हो।
Please try to conclude your paper.
जी मैम, वर्तमान समय में डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के पर्यावरणीय विचारों से लोग अपरिचित हैं, अतः भारतीय समाज को उनके पर्यावरणीय विचारों से अवगत करने हेतु डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के पर्यावरणीय विचारों, कार्यों और नीतियों को पाठ्यक्रम में सम्मिलित किया जाना चाहिए। उनके विविध योगदान, शोध, निष्कर्षों, विचारों और नीतियों को अपनाकर 2030 तक सतत विकास के लक्ष्यों को प्राप्त किया जा सकता है। विकसित भारत की परिकल्पना को पूर्ण करने में डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के पर्यावरणीय विचार सार्थक सिद्ध हो सकते हैं। सतत विकास के आयामों में बाबा साहब के विचार परिलक्षित होते हैं, जिनमें वे एक दूरदर्शी विचारक के रूप में प्रदर्शित होते हैं। केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकार को पर्यावरण संरक्षण और संवर्धन के लिए समय समय पर सार्थक एवं निरंतर संवैधानिक प्रावधान करते रहने चाहिए ताकि भविष्य की पीढ़ियों को भी प्राकृतिक संसाधनों के उपयोग से वंचित न किया जा सके। थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you so much, Seema Arya ma'am. Now the session is open for question answer round. If any one of you have a question, you can ask by raising your hand. If any of the participant has any question, you can ask the question by raising your hand. I think there are no questions from the participant side, so we can proceed with our session. Now, we are indeed gaining a wealth of knowledge today, and I invite Dr. Shirin Rice to summarize the session and address the participants of this session.
Okay, so I'll present a brief summary of the whatever we have done right now in this session. So, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. So, the first paper was presented by, let me on my video. Okay. So the first paper was presented by
should I tell you the name?
Yes, I'm having all the list with
Okay,
me.
fine.
Was presented by Divyan Sachan and Dr. Shweta Rani. The title was Assessing the Fire Hazard Vulnerability Management Strategy and Sustainable Solutions for Resilient Educational Institution, a case study of Dayal Singh College, New Delhi. So the study was very good. They have performed a very thorough study, and in that study, they have highlighted some of the vulnerable points in the Dayal Singh College. Their study says that their college are somehow lacking in some of the areas, and where there is a need to bring about improvement if in future they want to avoid any such impact of the disasters. And in that, they have pointed out that their canteen and the chemistry labs, they are the vulnerable points there. So one of the observation which was placed by Divyansh was that there was low awareness and participation in the college. Among one of the observations was that. So I think there is a need to improve to improve awareness among the participants. So what are the reasons, if Divyansh can mention, what are the reasons for that? Divyansh, are you here?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay. Just one simple question. Okay, what do you feel? Because Delhi is such a place where, I mean, perhaps it is assumed that people are, they are well connected to all such things. So what is the reason? Either people, they are well aware, but they are ignoring such things, or what are the reasons for that?
One reason can be the intentional ignorance, because we don't give much importance to the disaster until and unless it happens.
Yes, exactly.
We tend to go down the ignorance lane. But I would also like to say that the college has not been taking awareness campaigns. Like, you need to educate people. You need to have mock drills. Like, if we talk about the means of egress or the means of evacuation, it can be carried out efficiently and effectively when a disaster strikes only if we take proper mock drills beforehand. We need to prepare the crowd, we need to prepare the staff, faculty, and the students, so that if a disaster strikes at any point of time, we are ready to face it in the best possible manner.
Okay, thank you, Divya.
Thank you.
Well, the second paper was presented by, it was a third presentation, but it was the second paper by Dr. Poonam Singh. The title was Artificial Intelligence and Database Systems in Disaster Management. She explained about artificial intelligence and the various uses of artificial intelligence. Is she here, Poonam Singh? Dr. Poonam Singh? I think she was having connectivity problem. Perhaps
she has left the session. She's on her way.
Okay, no problem. So her paper was also good. She tried to relate the artificial intelligence and disaster management, and how this artificial intelligence can help in perhaps combating these impacts. The third paper was presented by Dr. A.K. Tiwari, and the title of his paper was Major Disasters Risk in Educational Institutions, with special reference to the state of Uttarakhand. So he explained how in Uttarakhand, how these natural factors as well as the man-made activities, both of them, they are causing havoc in Uttarakhand. And he also elaborated major disasters which Uttarakhand faced in the past few years. He explained various methods of effective disaster management and responses also. Are you here, Dr. A.K. Tiwari?
Ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, yes. So you have presented a nice study. One thing which you can do, that you can also include some data for your, for the extending your study. You can include the data on the, intensity and the frequency of such disasters. Okay, so in that way, in Uttarakhand, for any specific period of time, so for in that case, you will be able to have a more, clarity over the conditions and what are the probable factors which are causing such disaster there. So that will be better. Okay.
Thank you, madam. Sure, sure. I will do that.
Okay. Now the next paper, that is paper number 4, was presented by Jyoti Tyagi. She is a PG student, Ram Chameli Chadha Viswas Girl College. Her title was Disaster Management, Building Resilient and Sustainable Educational Institutes. Now, in her paper, she focuses on protecting educational institutions from natural as well as man-made disasters. So she has explained various indicators for resilience in addition to discussing case studies of Japan earthquake and Philippines typhoon. Now, I want to ask her a question, a very small query. Is she here, Jyoti Tyagi? Jyoti, are you here?
Yes, ma'am, she's there.
Okay. Am I audible to you, Jyoti? Jyoti, I think. Am I audible to you, Jyoti? Okay, no problem. I think she's not here. She's unable to listen to me. So basically, she explained, she has given, case studies of Japan earthquake and Philippines typhoon. So I had a small query, but I think she's not here. So it's okay. The next paper the next paper was presented by Dr. Anju Gupta. The title was Integrating Green School Practices in Early Childhood Education, a Pathway to Sustainable Development. Now, she has, picked up a topic which is, something related with the future of our country, because green schools means here we are trying to focus to develop, the word which she has used, that is the cognitive ability among the students, among the young kids who are going to be the future of our country, who are going to be the future engine of growth for our country. So it's very important for she, in her study, she tried to explain that how these green schools will help in imparting green practices among the students at a young age, so that in future they will in future when they will enter into the economic activities, they will also use those practices, those environment friendly practices to carry out the economic activity. Because we in economics, we say that whenever this pollution is taking place, whenever the climate change is taking place, economic activities are responsible. So whenever we use in economics this word economic activities, it means the commercial activities or the man-made activities, that is all sort of industrialization activities which we are talking. So she said that these green schools are playing a very important role in developing the cognitive ability. She also explained that in green schools where there are eco clubs, green curriculum, all these will help in developing students' approach to developing a green approach among students' mind. So in just a summary, she said that these green schools will help in developing love for nature among these young students who will be the future of our country. So is she Anju Gupta? You are here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Anju. So a very small query. You have performed this study. Can you tell me any specific example of region-wise study if you have performed in case of India, northern region, southern, eastern, western?
Example, actually,
in which region you think that the requirement is more for the development of these green schools?
if
Any such region-wise analysis?
region, if I live in Uttarakhand, so Uttarakhand mein I will take in this paper I have not taken, but in which school I am just in which college, it's school also and college, they are following that green school practices. There is solar panels, they are using eco bricks. There is a one मतलब एक इस तरह का उन्होंने एक बनाया हुआ है जिसमें eco bricks यूज है. Eco bricks means बॉटल्स में जो भी वेस्ट होता है वो बॉटल्स के अंदर डाल के, वो बॉटल्स है, वो वेस्ट है, वो इको ब्रिक्स की तरह उसे यूज कर लिया जाता है. तो प्लास्टिक वेस्ट है वो भी एनवायरनमेंट से चला जाएगा. वो इको ब्रिक्स हैं, वो दैट्स आर वेरी गुड फॉर अस. एक तरह से वेस्ट को हम यूज कर रहे हैं. तो वो बच्चों को शुरू से सिखाया जाता है वहाँ पर, एक तरह से सेग्रीगेशन और मैन्योर भी बनाना बताया जाता है बच्चों को। तो वो अच्छा है, वो प्रैक्टिस है, वो अच्छा कर रहे हैं। वो स्कूल में ज्यादा होता है वहाँ पर, कॉलेज में भी कोशिश की जा रही है। और मैं भी वहाँ पे इन्वॉल्व, अभी मैंने ज्वाइन किया है, पर मैं कोशिश कर रही हूँ कि मैं कुछ कर सकूँ वहाँ उसको।
You have any data of such green school, I mean, for any other part of the country where such practice?
I have taken some schools like एक बार्सिलोना स्पेन में 36 प्राइमरी स्कूल चिल्ड्रन हैं। उनके लिए उन्होंने किया है डेवलपमेंट इज विल टेक प्लेस ड्यू टू नेचर प्ले ग्रीन स्पेसेस प्रोवाइडेड चिल्ड्रन यूनिक अपॉर्चुनिटी। मतलब उसका मैंने थोड़ा बहुत ही ज्यादा मैंने लिया है डेटा, बट अभी यहाँ पर नहीं हूँ।
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you, Dr. Anju.
बताइए और क्या कर सकती हूँ मैं इसमें आगे?
I think it's a newly emerging area, the green area which you have picked up, the green approach. So in economics also, we are also doing a lot of work on this green area, because as the problem of climate change will increase, as the problem of global warming will increase, so this will push us to move towards to have a green approach. So there are so many dimensions which you can explore in this area. You can perform a country-wise study, because right now you're focusing on Uttarakhand, okay, fine. But then you can also use a comparative study, region-wise study or state-wise study. You can pick up some states on some criteria, maybe on the basis of GDP, okay, maybe on the basis of say population or any other criteria which you can prefer, and then you can perform this study. Because in future, I think this green area is going to get a lot of responses, a lot of research work will be done in this green approach. Because this is the need of the hour which we require. If you want
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay,
right.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Hello, Dr. Shireen. I would just request you to be thoda sa fast.
Sorry, it's not clear. Okay.
Hello, Dr. Shireen.
Yes. You're
ma'am, thoda sa fast. Bas rakhiye jaldi se. We are running short of time.
Sure. So within I'll just. So the next presentation was by Vaishnavi Sharma. The title was Sustainability in Resilience, Community Preparedness and Flood Risk Management in Thrissur district. So she discussed about the vulnerability of Thrissur district in Kerala. She discussed various reasons for the occurrences of such events and various mitigation strategies also for it. She focused on the community empowerment to minimize consequences of such, adverse consequences of such disaster. So my only question to her is that why she has chosen this Thrissur district? Is it the worst affected district, or it's because it's her hometown? That's a very small query. The reason for the selection of this Thrissur district. If she is here, I think she is not here. May I proceed, Shweta, to the next speaker?
Yes, Shireen, please.
Okay. So the next paper was by Karishma Narang. Her title was Envisioning Future with Sustainable Development Goals. She examined the various factors of sustainable development and sustainable development goals also. She focused on the role of educational institutions in promoting sustainable development approaches. She also focused on green buildings and the use of renewable sources of energy for various sort of commercial activities. So I have no questions for Karishma Narang. Next paper was presented by Shilpi Bhandari. Her title was Self-Assessment of Pupil Teachers for Achieving Sustainable Development Goals. She began by explaining various sustainable development goals and the role of teacher in guiding students in creating awareness among the students about the sustainable development goals, where she has focused on 3 sustainable development goals, that is SDG 3, 4, and 11 in her study. She said that the responses shows that there is a need to improve teacher pupil knowledge about SDG, because we are not having much time for this. So my suggestion for her is, I don't know whether she's here or not, but my suggestion for her is that she can perform a state-wise analysis also for this. That will give a much better, clarity in her study if she further extend it. Next paper was given by Seema Arya, presented by Seema Arya. Her title was सात विकास के पर्यावरणीय आयाम डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर के संदर्भ में. So she has very nicely, presented the ideas of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar about the environment. She spoke about the life and experiences of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar related to environment. And in that she laid stress on the efficient utilization of resources. She also analyzes his writings on these aspects. and she further appreciated the various ideas and visions of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, and said that if his ideas are followed, and this will help us in achieving Viksit Bharat by the year 2047. So this is all about the quick summary of the papers which were presented by various participants. Dr. Shweta?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Your insights have been profound and shall serve as a guiding force to one and all in the session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, please accept a token of gratitude from the organizers of the conference, this virtual memento, ma'am. Just a second. Please, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I want to add few words, if it's possible, just 2-3 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
Okay. Because I was asked to give some little small address by Dr. Shweta, so I'll be speaking just for 2-3 minutes, because I'm from the economics, so I will analyze it from the economics point of view. In economics, we study something which we called as cost of climate change. We use the word cost of climate change, and when we say this cost of climate change, it means what is the cost which world is going to bear as a consequence of climate change. So I think whenever we use this, whenever we speak about my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, so disaster management and cost of climate change.
Okay, now it's
visible.
Okay, so disaster management and cost of climate change. So only just few points I would like to highlight, that as climate change will increase, as the extreme, because climate change is followed by extreme weather events, as extreme weather events will increase, the cost of climate change is also going up. Cost of climate change, and among them there are many things which we are going to include the cost of climate change, but among them one of the worst sufferer are those of the insurance company, which we study in the field of economics, because all these disasters which are causing havoc, and we know that developed countries are the worst sufferer. We have seen various cases of forest fire in USA, various where very expensive properties, offices, resorts, hotels, they were adversely affected by these climate change disasters, and the main burden went on to the insurance companies. So disaster management is very important. Why I've picked up this point here, it is very important also because to save the life of the people, but also to save the country's resources, the government resources, because lot of resources are being spent when such disasters occurs, in the form of the economic losses, personal economic losses of the people, plus the financial agencies, the financial services, which are bearing the loss of these, which are bearing the loss of their financial loss. There were many insurance companies which were shut down recently in developed countries, when these countries they face such sort of crisis in, and they have to give the their customer the big amounts as sort of their loss. So we have to, disaster management is very, very important. It is having various angle, and from economics point of view, disaster management is very important if we want to reduce our cost of climate change. So this was the only thing which I wanted to highlight here in my presentation. So I'm just stopping here. Okay, I'm over with.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Now we eagerly await insights and reflections on the proceedings of this session. May I invite Dr. Vaikar for the closing remarks?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Monica, my co-chair, Dr. Shirin. You have done a wonderful job by summarizing what each presenter gave the insights and presentations, okay? And I would say today we have heard how disasters are affecting, and rightly mentioned at the end by Dr. Shirin that there is a cost for these disasters also, okay? So not only is it going to affect economically, but most importantly, it's going to affect us physically, okay, emotionally, as well as it will have a lasting effect. Okay. I think those who have gone through, those who live in those disasters will remember that it takes a lot of time to recover back and come back to the normal system again if you have gone through that situation. And today we have heard from almost 9 to 10 researchers, their views. I have just suggestions, okay? Suggestions. I enjoyed your presentations. I learned from your presentation, my fellow researchers, okay? Especially, I would like to highlight there are at least 3 presentations which provided some data. Okay, most important, whenever we are looking into research papers, presentation as the conferences, you should come with the data, not very generic one, okay? So many disasters are happening, nothing. What is your action plan with the data? So I like some of them have done, carried out the study, taken a primary data, secondary data, plotted it and shown the relationship. And based on that, then you started with the objective and then those methodology and what was the data to support that, and then give the conclusions and their recommendations. So I could find around 3 of them, okay? Others were speaking too much of general, okay? Personally, that are very good. You can, when you speak to students or something, but when you are in a conference level, I expect some research component into that. You have done some research study, okay? Not just collecting what is happening. So there should be that component. And I'm sure if you add that to your papers, research paper, your research paper will be more powerful. Because after all, जैसा मैंने कहा ना, ज्ञान विज्ञान करे सबका कल्याण. Okay, so we need a scientific fervor. Okay, it's important. Okay, what we talk about, nice philosophical, thoughtful, those leaders who give big visionary statements, those parts are good. I'm not saying they are important, but when it comes to our level, we need to have a thorough research. Is it whatever I am saying, for example, whatever Dr. Deepak Vaikar is saying, is he supporting by some facts and figures? Okay. Example for disaster management, exactly now rightly mentioned by Dr. Sirin, that the frequency of disasters are increasing. And one of the major reasons they are saying is a man-made reason. And we the people are responsible because हमें विकास चाहिए. Correct? सब लोग हमको विकास चाहिए. Okay. The question arises, I work with the students and I mentioned to them, okay, what kind and type of development you want? आपको कैसी तरक्की चाहिए? किस तरह की तरक्की चाहिए? किस तरह का विकास? That is most important. If vikas, just going after vikas without blindly, it is you're going into disaster. And then whatever you manage will be disastrous management. But if you take back and do it systematically with research, then it will become what I call it is a sustainable type of development we will work on. So, कैसा विकास चाहिए? झक्कास विकास चाहिए या भकास विकास चाहिए? Some of the researchers have mentioned here, there are man-made, there are, because of that, there were disasters and they are continuing now. That is we call bhakas vikas. Okay, कुछ कारण के लिए हमको whatever. Okay, so we the educators, we the researchers, we the students, we the community need to bring that focus back to sustainability. I'm happy most of you have mentioned about the sustainable development, but this conference is not just repeating what are the 17 sustainable development goals. What goals you have taken, like like mentioned by Shilpi, that what goals you are focusing and how you are using that, rather than just putting the 17 sustainable development goal, which is well known for last 15 years. Okay, no point again telling in this research, okay, there is goal number 1 is this, goal number 2 is this. No, you take 1 or 2, analyze them, how it is applicable to your institution. Same way, if you are analyzing several disasters, how it is applicable to your institution, how the education institution can be sustainable, how is it been applied to your institutions. Good to go study study Japan, study Philippines, study other one, but then what is that common and differences you find with your schools, in curriculum, in your community? That will be more powerful. That I'm giving you idea, this can take your research to the next level straight away, if you include. So if you all of you, my fellow researchers, those who are presented today, take comment, wonderful session given by Dr. Serene, analyze it, use it in your research. Okay, it is going to enhance your research, because this is just the beginning. What you presented is just the beginning, it's not the end. Okay, and we have to go a long way, because we want Jhakas Vikas. Once it is Jhakas Vikas, we've got systematic planning. Then instead of managing disasters disastrously, afterwards, so many people have died, so much destruction happened, and then you say, oh, हमने इतना मुआवजा दिया, इसने ये किया, अभी इसकी बात करने की जरूरत नहीं, let us take help up. Definitely accountability is important, but all of them, I think I can tell you, most of the administrators, politicians, ministers are now blaming for their mistakes to the climate change, where they did not plan properly. It doesn't make sense that cities like Mumbai, Delhi, and Kolkata and Chennai, big cities, continue to get flooded every time there is a rain. And then this time rain was a little bit different. What? You have been paid for that. We cannot accept this kind of explanations from them. This is sheer incompetence. So do not accept their reasons for blaming climate change. So that's sorry, we couldn't do it. Too bad, you lost the life. Too bad, you lost your property. No, you have been elected, chosen, selected. You have been made IAS officer. No point glorifying that job when they can't do their job properly. Our IAS officers are not worth their glorification, because they are the worst in disaster management. That is why I say it is a disastrous management. But our education is the institution which can change that. We, the educators, we, the researchers, we, the policymakers in education, can pass on this message to the students, to the community, our fellow colleagues. Yes, it's not easy. Somehow we have been either trained, or we have been given that, or jab tak koi crisis nahi aata, don't worry about it. Chalta hai. That must go. We have to, what they call it, when we want to manage disaster, we have to think about what are the various possibilities. A, B, C, D, E, whatever you mentioned. These are the various possibilities. What is the worst case scenario? What if that happens, what is the action plan? So each of the school now, floods are going to happen. So if the flood comes into your institution, how are you going to manage it? Are you allowing your labs to be just flooded and then, oh, sorry, equipments are spoiled, a lot of your work would have been gone? I think you may be knowing IIT New Delhi, the basement, that is what their thinking is, completely IITians, IIT. And then later, oh, sorry, the rain is like this one, we never thought about it. You better think about it. It is not never thought about it. You better think about it. Why you didn't think about it? After, all that has gone is, oh, my research publications, a lot of things are gone. Good equipments have been flooded, and I'm not just giving for India. Everywhere it is happening, everywhere. Then later on it is disasters. Same thing about fire. I think first paper we heard about fire management. Are we doing the routine fire mock drill regularly to prepare, taking it seriously? That is also important one. So if we consider those, then today's wonderful session, on disaster management, good governance practices, very important. I call it Sushasan. Sushashan, not only at the one level, okay? It has to be at all the levels. Accountability. I think that is where I think Dr. Sharing will like it. Accountability, okay? Economics of it. Because there is a economics, there is a cost involved. The moment there is a cost involved, then they become immediately aware about it. Till that time, chalta hai, nahi chalega. Okay? And nicely mentioned in this one, okay? Building resiliency. Resiliency doesn't come automatically, it's an experiential one. Okay. So now how question arises, can we prepare? Now, once we start knowing it, how we prepare our students, faculty members, community for resiliency? It means we know we can create some simulation and then they think about it. You must have seen, okay, those who are very important security related operations, they do a lot of planning and simulation, think what happens if it is done this way. Okay, that is why our NDRF, once they come in, they know it, how to tackle it, correct? They have been trained into that and they bring their equipment and devices and then go, and people with a mindset, with a tough mindset, and they will take actions. So that kind of regular simulation, we may have to do it. So how we can bring those nice simulations that our students start preparing for it. Okay. So if we are to think about the green schools to happen, then early childhood is good to bring in, but what component of that we want to bring in? That is most important. Because development level is a different level. So what are the things? Good value systems. As I mentioned, okay, good value system, which is a part of this good governance, good value. Sanskriti, okay? And that will take us to the sustainable educational institutions in the longer term. So I'm indeed thankful to organizer, Dr. Shweta Rani. Thank you for approaching it. I also convey my thanks to Dr. Bhandarkar ji, okay, one of my very good friends, because of who connected us. And I'm very happy to see the wonderful cooperation and collaboration here. Yes, हमें बहुत आकांक्षा है. Okay. She has done the wonderful job as a co-moderator. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
आपसे बहुत आकांक्षा है हमें. Okay.
I'll try to fulfill, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So summary करके, and then wonderful teamwork. Dr. Sweta Rani ji, your team fantastic. Monica ji, you did wonderful job. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It means a lot to us.
I was
Your kind words have actually made our day. Our hard work has actually paid off. Thank you so much, sir.
We understand that. That's why I'm sharing this one, directly giving you the good points. Okay, there. Okay. Otherwise, it would have been disastrous management, but thanks to Monica. Okay, Monica ji. Okay, Monica ji, I really appreciate your patience and well supported by Dr. Shireen and Sir Hamid. So she could manage it because I was observing. Okay, but I know there were some challenges in between. Somebody couldn't present. They have got connectivity issues. But personally, I say that I think after our experience of the pandemic, more than 2 to 3 years, that excuse is not acceptable. Okay. If you are presenting your paper at such an important conference, allow me to say that. I say good things also, allow me to say some challenges. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, because this one is I train, okay, I train everybody who's a researcher. Everything. This is one of those most important, okay, because they have to ready to be manage that disaster that if there is not connectivity. If connectivity is not there, I think I also keep my another phone ready, okay, I can connect to this one also, okay. But most important, we have to ensure that our proper presentation, PowerPoint slides, because they come from the notebook. If you try to present from your smartphone, they don't come properly. Okay, all the researchers, it is your responsibility to do that. Do not leave it to someone else, and then do not give excuses later on because I am not connected. Okay, your job to get it connected. That is your first resource. disaster management. Otherwise, you are managing disasters. Be ready for that. Okay, because all of us are researchers. We have been presenting last 2-3 years online. So has to be. Then thank you very much. I think many of you have got, I think especially Monica ji and Shirin ji, they have got some technical knowledge. They were telling you, look at this, press there. Oh my God, I say there is fantastic teaching happening here also. Okay, you guys have learn from them. Teaching also happening how to use your smart devices. And in my workshop, I asked this question: just giving you smart devices, will it make you smart? And today we have learned having smart devices may not necessarily will make us smart. We need to still, we the people, okay, we the people have that smartness. So I am strong believer, like, though we had a presentation on AI is needed, but I'm more for RI, real intelligence. I like working on more on RI, real intelligence. Okay. So thank you very much to organizers, all our team here, and listening patiently for my little bit extra time, but I thought I should share, okay? And all the best to you, and look forward for future collaborations. Anybody is interested in any type of research, collaboration, faculty development, a new way to look into educational model, reforms and everything, we will be very happy to assist. We want to help you, okay? And all of you are doing something, we'll be very happy to collaborate and help you. So thank you very much, all of you. If you wish, you can request everyone to show their camera and take group photo if they allow. Otherwise, thank you very
Sure,
much.
sir. We will be doing that. And you know, listening to you is like having a feast to our ears. It was just lovely, fantastic. And it's always good to have both positive and the negative aspects, because positive gives you encouragement and the negative helps you to do further improvement. Thank you so much, sir. And definitely we have to be smart to run our smart devices. Just by having smart devices does not make us smart. Very well echoed by you. Thank you so much, sir. Monica ma'am, please move ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Vaiker, for your insightful and closing remarks. Your words have provided us with profound perspective on the significance of this session. Please accept this token of gratitude from the organizers of the conference, this virtual memento, sir.
Good. Thank you very much. Miss, will you be sending this to me or?
Yes, sir, we will send a mail.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
As we approach the conclusion of today's technical session, we have a special moment to acknowledge the outstanding contribution of Dr. Shweta Rani, convener of Track 5. Your dedication, expertise, and leadership has played a crucial role in the success of this track, and we are honored to present you with this virtual memento as a token of our appreciation, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Monica ma'am. I truly appreciate this and I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear Akanksha Srivastava, ma'am, we want to take a moment to honor your exceptional contribution as a co-convener of the track 5.3, and we are deeply grateful for your support. Please accept as a token of gratitude from the organizers of the conference, the virtual memento, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, Monica ma'am, and it's really an honor to receive it. Thank you so much.
Now, Dr. Mudassir Ahmed, we want to take a moment to honor your exceptional contribution as the co-convener of the track 5.3, and we're deeply grateful for your support. Please accept as a token of gratitude from the organizers of the conference this virtual memento, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to draw the curtains on this enlightening technical session at CTPDCON Era 2024, it is my pleasure to invite a distinguished individual among us to express our collective gratitude and appreciation for the valuable insights we have gained today. Dr. Mudassir Ahmed, co-convener and assistant professor, School of Education, K.R. Mangalam University, Gurugram. Sir, we would be honored if you could please deliver the vote of thanks and expression of gratitude to the speakers and participants and summarize the essence of this session.
May I intervene for a minute?
So,
Sorry, Dr. Deepak Bakar here.
Sure, sir, please.
I would like to see one more time this memento to my co-chair, Dr. Sirin Rice, if you can show one more time.
Yes, please, Monica, ma'am. Take us
If it
to
is
the
possible.
memento of Dr. Shireen Rice.
Sure, ma'am.
One more time, because I think, yep.
Of Shireen, ma'am?
Yep.
Sure.
I wanted to take photograph of that, but yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I just grabbed a photo.
Okay, sir. So have you taken the photograph of your memento as well?
Oh, yeah, I have taken, but I am waiting for your.
Yes, we
yeah.
will send the mails.
I've
Sure,
also
sir.
taken the screenshot of it. Thank you so much.
We will
Thank
send
you
the
so much
mail.
to the entire team for presenting such a beautiful memento. We
That's
always
so
look
kind of
forward
you,
to my-
both the chair and the co-chair. We are just overwhelmed to have a combo of both of you. It's so good to have both of you together.
Thank you so much for the sweet words. Thank
Sorry
you.
for that interruption, but Mudassar ji, okay.
no issue, sir. So thank you, Monica ma'am, and a very good afternoon, namaskar and adab to our distinguished guests, delegates, and dear participants. On behalf of CTPT India, I, Dr. Mudassir Hamid, co-convener of Track 5, have immense privilege and with a deep gratitude that I deliver the vote of thanks for this enlightening technical session. Today, we had the wonderful opportunity to delve into a wealth of knowledge and exchange insights on sustainable development. First and the foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed chair, Dr. Deepak L. Vaikar, Chair IEEE Education Society Chapter Singapore, and co-chair Dr. Shireen Rais, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh, India. Your expertise and dedication have been invaluable, and we are deeply thankful for your time, dedication, and commitment. Thank you so much, sir. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to the convener of Track 5, Dr. Shavita Rani, Assistant Professor in the Department of Geography, Deen Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi, for her continuous support and guidance. Thank you so much, ma'am. Our appreciation also goes to all the participants and presenters. Your active engagement, thought-provoking questions, and insightful discussions have significantly contributed to the success of the session. The exchange of ideas and the collaborative spirit displayed today have made this experience both productive and enriching. A special thanks goes to our sponsors and organizers for their tireless efforts in making this event possible. Without your support, we would not have the opportunity to come together and explore such important topics. I would also like to express my gratitude to the conveners of the conference, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, President CTPD and Principal at Saraswati College of Professional Studies, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, India, and Professor Dr. Tanya Gupta, Secretary General, CTPD India, Conference Convener and Dean School of Education, Dean School of Humanities, and Director IQAC at T.R. Mangalam University, Gurugram, Haryana, India. Additionally, my special thanks goes out to the officials and the members of CTPDCON Era 2024, the Board of Directors, Trustees, Members, Program Directors, and Associate Program Directors for various circles for their firm support in conceptualizing and organizing an e-conference on such an appropriate and important theme. I also wish to acknowledge the hard work of the technical team, co-convener Dr. Akansha ma'am, moderators, and all the behind-scenes individuals who have ensured the smooth execution of the session. In conclusion, I believe we all leave here today with a deep understanding, broader perspectives, and a renewed motivation to excel in our respective fields. Let us carry forward the inspiration of this session as we continue to push the boundaries of sustainable development. Thank you once again to everyone who contributed to make this technical session a success. We look forward to your continued support and hope to see you in future events. Lastly, I want to take a moment to honor the contribution of the moderator of session 5.3, Ms. Monica Mohajan, Principal SGGS College of Education, Hoshiarpur, Punjab, India. So we are deeply grateful for your invaluable support. As a token of our gratitude, please accept our heartfelt thanks on behalf of organizers. Ma'am, please accept this token of honor.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm really honored. Now, we hope you all found the information valuable and experience engaging. Our esteemed chair, co-chair, track convener and track co-convener, paper presenters and all the participants are hereby requested to please open their cameras for the group photo. Kindly sit patiently for next 2 to 3 minutes and allow us to capture this moment via some beautiful and memorable pictures to be cherished forever.
And also with a good smile from all the participants.
गुरुकुल करीत सदा चलिए, ज्ञान पाए सक्षम हो जाए.
All the participants, please switch on your cameras. It's just for next 2 to 3 minutes only, please. It's a humble request to all the participants to please switch on their cameras. Participants can also switch on their cameras. Thank you so much. To ensure we continue to improve and meet your expectations, we kindly ask you to take a few moments to fill out the feedback form. Your insight and suggestions are incredibly important to us, and we will help shape future sessions. Thank you so much. Feedback links I think have been shared with you. And with that, we conclude this remarkable technical session 5.3, disaster management, preparedness, good governance, and policy implementation in building resilient and sustainable educational institutes. Knowledge is a journey, not a destination, and each step brings us closer to new horizons. Thank you for your active participation and unwavering enthusiasm. Enjoy the rest at CTPDCON era 2024 valedictory session. And may your pursuit of knowledge continue to shine bright. Thank you for the wonderful session. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Deepak sir. Thank you so much, Shireen ma'am. We are delighted to have both of you together. Thank you so much for being a part of CTPDCON era 2024.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shweta. Thank you.
A humble thanks to you, Deepak sir from India.
Yes. हाँ, मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि मैं आपके साथ ये समय बिता सका और कुछ सीख सका.
तहे दिल से शुक्रिया सर आपका. Thank you so much.
मिलेंगे फिर मिलेंगे.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Deepak sir, for a very wonderful coordination. Thank you, Deepak sir.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
We have to tell participants to leave?
No, not.
Okay.